Hello and welcome to DCP number 89. We've got quite the week to talk about things in the Destiny universe. It's going to be something. First off, I want to say Patrick is he's currently busy building bacon babies for Dead or Alive on tour. They actually sent out a request because they're big fans of the bacon baby, and they thought, why not go to the source of the bacon baby and have him manufacture some of that merch? So that's what he's doing this week, guys. So unfortunately, he can't join us.
He's spinning those bacon babies.
Yeah, he's spinning around.
Right around.
Exactly.
Baby.
Does Dead or Alive open for another band, or are they headlining?
They got a headline. Come on, it's Dead or Alive. You spin me around.
I only know the one song.
It doesn't
they got
matter.
bacon babies to spin around.
Bacon babies on stage.
Is where can I get this merch? I want a merch store available.
Pretty sure you have to at Holtz about the bacon baby so you can get it.
Oh, yeah.
Really? At Holtzman. Please give me Dead or Alive bacon baby.
Yeah, I need to order 5 Dead or Alive bacon babies, please.
Everybody who's listening to the podcast right now, stop what you're doing. Go to Twitter and at Holtzman say, please send me bacon baby.
Yes. Signed by the band.
Yeah, bacon baby signed by the band.
Signed Dead or Alive bacon baby. Professor Broman, how you doing?
Hi, I'm Professor Broman. Hi.
Welcome.
I'm doing good.
Welcome.
Are you interested in bacon
Maybe
babies?
this is a stream. I'm not interested. It sounds horrifying.
You're not? They're delicious.
It is kind of horrifying, actually.
Yeah, that's great. I'm like super love eating babies over here. It's part of my everyday.
Whoa.
I love
It's
the
a
placenta.
It's bacon.
It's my favorite part.
It's a bacon. It's bacon shaped baby. No wait. It's baby shaped bacon. That's what it is.
Okay.
What? Those two are very different.
I don't know if I believe
They're very
you.
different.
I don't know if I believe you. You might be trying to make me cannibal. I don't know.
Before I was
I don't
saying baby bacon, which is awful because that's not the same thing. Bacon baby is what we're talking about.
Yeah, baby bacon is not. No thanks.
The other one.
I think that's a wise decision.
Hard pass.
I'll watch you eat it, and then I'll see if you're still alive tomorrow.
All right.
Or contracted some sort of zombie disease.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how's it going, guys?
It's going good.
That's
great.
going good.
I'm going to let you guys carry the interview portion. I've got a screaming baby on my end. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Interesting.
Wow.
We're all like, oh.
Well, this is unplanned. Broman, what have you been up to, man? How's things?
I've been working very hard on GuardianCon.
Yeah? How's that going?
And that's been my life for 3 weeks. Good.
That's
stressful.
just a month away, right?
Yeah,
Really close.
that's a month away. The charity marathon is less than that. Charity marathon starts
Coming
July 5th at noon. And we've got. I have everybody confirmed on the list. We're making the graphic tonight, but
Nice.
we've got an insane lineup this year. We have Ninja, Lupo, Tifu, Tim the Tapman, Gassy Mexican, like it's just an insane knockout list of incredible people. Noah J,
It's gonna be
King
massive.
Richard, Dakotas,
DCP.
DCP. Shit, dude. We got Bife and WTF Game Nation who are currently killing it during the month of giving.
Yes,
They've got a
I've
block.
seen, yeah.
Crafty's going to be a part of it. Like the list of people, the caliber of folks that
awesome.
are partnering with us from all over Twitch, which is kind of like been our ultimate goal. Like the more attention we can bring to the charity, the better. And this year, it's fucking bonkers.
So for anybody who's who joined 6 months ago or maybe just started watching the show or
Uninitiated.
yeah, can you explain GuardianCon and also the stream and the legacy that's happened with it?
Sure. So GuardianCon, as it stands today, is a gaming convention that is a celebration of the good that we do together in the world as gamers. It is by content creators for content creators, meaning the 3 founders and operators of the event, myself, Corey, King Gathalion, and Kevin, K-Magic 101, are all streamers, YouTubers, podcasters ourselves, and we started this event 3 years ago, and to this date, it still remains in our control completely. So it's about celebrating the good that we do together in gaming, no matter where you come from. And attached to this is a serious commitment to fundraising for the kids of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To date, we've raised over $2.5 million in 2 years.
That's amazing.
2.5 years for them. It's been an incredible ride. We're going to raise way more money this year.
Last year, what was the top out?
We raised $1.3 million last year with the Month of Giving and the Charity Marathon. The Month of Giving has just started, but with that and then all of the other activations that we have ran throughout the beginning of the year to sort of bring in more people from the Fortnite community and the Borderlands community, and we're going to be doing activation with Dauntless as well. We've raised over $865,000 so far
already.
That is crazy.
So we have
crazy.
One more activation called Flares That Care with Phoenix Labs. It was supposed to be this weekend. E3 happened, so it's going to be next weekend. And that's going to be a great event. I'll be streaming and fundraising, and we're going to have special flares that we can give out to folks in Dauntless. And every hunt that is marked with a flare, Phoenix Labs is going to donate $1 for those 3 days.
That's cool.
Up to $2,000 a day. So
That's
even
great.
if you're not streaming, like if you get a hold of one of these flares and like hunt all weekend, you're still helping out the kids. So
that's really cool.
That's amazing.
It's really just like lots of exciting stuff. We've got so many developers on board this year. I am excited.
Well, Ben, we're really excited to be a part of it. Last year, our community, we raised about $130,000 from DCP towards GuardianCon, and I'm really excited to do more than that this year. We are taking a July 8th slot at 9 o'clock in the morning, so 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or Pacific. It's 9 a.m. Pacific.
You're 9 a.m. Pacific. You're noon to 4,
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
noon to 4 Eastern, yeah.
Yeah,
so
you almost gave me a fucking heart attack.
Sorry, I got to do these.
I was like, that's not a
Time zones
4-hour
are so
increment.
hard.
Now I'm going to look at these. No, yeah. That would be the right time your time.
When our production team is in Australia, it's just like it messes with your head.
Oofers.
Yeah, so
That's no good.
we are going to be having a ton of fun being a part of it. We had a great time last year. We were fortunate enough to be, there was a lot of people that were part of this thing, and we were fortunate to be streaming when we hit a huge milestone.
Yeah.
And
$1 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
maybe.
crazy. It was a huge event,
Yeah.
and we're excited to be a part of it. I wanted to ask you about something. You mentioned when you were describing GuardianCon, you said your streamers that still wholly own it. Is that a big deal? Is there a lot of these things that have you been approached to be bought out, or that you guys own?
No,
and
I just think it's
operate
an
it?
important distinction.
Okay.
Everyone always asks us, like, we're obviously in discussions with much larger partners this year. Everyone who's listening to this podcast knows that Bungie will be there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big discussions that happens, like, everyone continuously asks us, what makes you different? Why aren't you PAX? Why aren't you RTX? Why aren't you, Comic-Con, MegaCon, whatever con? Like, what makes you different? So the two big standout points that we have is the charity aspect, which is going to be heavily involved with the physical event this year more than it ever has.
Awesome.
And the fact that this is not an industry event. This is an event that the industry can choose to be part of. Bungie has chosen to work with us. We're not working with them. It's a different, like, the direction of that statement is different, right? So they chose to work with us this year, just like Warframe chose to work with us. Phoenix Labs has chosen to work with us to partner with us and amplify the message that gaming can do good. So I think that the idea that we are like owned and operated by content creators is a really huge point, because our approach to the entire event is so fundamentally different than what people are used to. Most people have to go through like third or fourth party organizations to figure out like what influencers will be at this event. Will I be able to talk to them? Will they stream? But like, since we know that those are questions people have, like, that's stuff that we include in our deck when we send it out. That's why we have our special guest list that hasn't been updated in a while, but like, it's got all of the, it's got the big names there that people are gonna be like, oh, Ninja's there. Oh, Dr. Lupo's there. Oh, Nepenthes is there. Okay, I understand the caliber of people that will be there. And we try to make a really big point when we're talking to bigger companies to say that, like, this is a community-focused event and it's very grassroots. So your involvement not only plays really well on a PR side, but you're also going to have a chance to have real, authentic conversations with your fans in an environment that is different than PAX. At PAX, they are there to play your new shit. Here, they might want to do that, but you're going to have an infinitely larger interest of people that are going to ask you questions about game design, sound design. How do you code your game? Like in exit polling last year, we found out that 50% of the people who came to GuardianCon make content weekly, whether that's YouTube, a podcast, Twitch streaming. Like they make game like so. It's a insane. It out indexes so many other events because every other person at this event makes content, which means you could pick up 100, 200, 300 people that are going to consistently make content around whatever it is that you make, just by being there. And the fact that it bookends a highlight of the gaming year for a lot of people. The fact that we've just come together and raised millions of dollars for kids, and the fact that you're coming to this convention to be part of that celebration, it just sends a different message than E3, where it's like, you better knock it out. I mean, like, how many conversations have we seen about E3? Like, oh shit, Sony just got dunked on. Like, like I didn't like
it's
Sony's
a competition.
conference.
Yeah,
it's a competition. This isn't a competition. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
And somebody who's, I mean, we've all been there, but if you're somebody who is on the fence and you haven't decided whether or not, because it's an expense. I mean, flying to a place, you get a hotel, you get tickets. If somebody is still considering going to GuardianCon, are there tickets available?
Yes, we have plenty of tickets available. Selling out this year would be insane because the venue that we're at is so big. Last year we had to cap attendance. Every year so far we've had to cap attendance.
Right.
This year, if we open up all the space that's available to us, I think our attendance cap is like 15,000 plus.
How big is that compared to last year?
Last year, our capacity was 8,000.
Wow.
And we had 7,000.
Yeah.
So,
and you needed it.
Yeah. We needed the space. No, we needed the space. Like, like the other thing about this event as it has grown is like it is grassroots, and like we were holding it at the Florida State Fairgrounds because like we literally could not afford the convention center. Like we pulled everything off on a very shoestring budget. So this year we decided to kind of upgrade everything in the hopes that upgrading the space and putting a more professional foot forward would get a lot more people involved, and it has. But yeah, you can go to guardiancon.co/tickets. Right now, tickets are $50 for 2 days. It's one of the best deals for conventions, considering you're getting the same kind of quality. I mean, if you're a Destiny fan, you get to go and play Gambit, and that's how much it costs.
That's pretty cool.
And you get to meet all the people that play Destiny too, right?
Yeah,
everyone's going to be there.
Play Destiny. Yeah, I mean anybody. It doesn't even matter if you're a Destiny fan. Gambit's a really interesting game mode.
And think about this. You're going to go get to play Gambit, and the population that you're going to have to compete against to play Gambit is not going to be an E3.
It's not
size.
E3, yeah.
You're not waiting in a 3-hour line.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And you can play Gambit.
For you, hopefully they are, but
well, I know. I mean, hopefully, like, I don't know how we're going to index on that. There might be a higher concentration of people that want to play the game. But yeah, I mean, like, so we have that. Like, if you're looking for like, what do I expect if I attend? Like, what am I going to see? Like, obviously, we're going to have a lot of vendors and developers there. Warframe has a booth that they're bringing. Bungie has a booth. We have other developers that I wish I could tell you, but I can't confirm yet. That are going to have booths there. We're going to have major local sports teams will have presence at the event. We have over 15, I think it's 15 to 20 artists from the community, gaming community, Twitch community that are going to be there selling their stuff. So if you have a big passion for supporting, artists and gamer art, they're going to be there with their stuff for you to buy.
There's like a new row of booths just for artists, right?
Yeah,
You got Artist Alley.
We have an Artist Alley. Cool. We tried to set that up last year. Only 3 people took us up on it, but every single one of those people sold out. So that's a great message to hey, you want to come here and make an ass ton of money? I'm very confident that everyone who's bringing stuff is going to do well. And just like a highlight on that, and another thing that we do that I want to highlight is we do not take a % of people's sales at this event. PAX in most locations take 10%. So whatever the transaction fee is, they have to pay out $10, whatever 10% of what they made. We don't take that.
That's interesting because I think, I don't know if it was just us, but and I think a couple other of the booths last year did this, but all we did is cover our costs. And everything after that, we literally handed to St. Jude's in a pile of money.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. You had a big sack of money.
It was like a drug deal in the back room of money that was
awesome.
like in this really big pile because we were selling those posters and everything. We covered our costs. And then everything after that was literally just a cash pile of money at St.
Which was awesome.
And so, that's why we're there, right?
Yeah. And we obviously hope that people make that choice. I don't have a fucking problem if you come and you don't like donate a penny. Like that's your prerogative.
Sure.
I believe that all giving should be compulsory. It shouldn't be forced. I believe all giving shouldn't be forced. If you choose to give, you choose to give. If you are coming to this event and you're an artist and you need to make
that's true
money to pay rent for the whole year, please come and do that. I am so blessed and honored that you would consider our event as something that can do that for you.
That's true.
So if people are coming, they want to sell, like you sell, and you do what you need to do with that money. By no means are we expecting a donation. Your presence there is a donation of your time, and belief in our event. One of the big things we're doing differently this year is on the main stage. Every single main stage streamed component is going to have a charity spin on it. We're calling them charity blitzes, which is something we didn't do last year. Like we had the whole live stream up and we still had the donate button there. We felt like that underperformed, like given that like there was so much hype like around the Destiny 1 tournament that we had and like all the other stuff that was just like phenomenal to watch. So this year, while people are watching, if you're watching at home, you have the power to affect the things that you're seeing on the stage. So we're going to be setting up donation amounts for like, we'll use Ninja and Lupo. They're closing out the event with like a whole series of Fortnite duos. And, we're going to have incentives for them to be, one of them guide the other one through a game solo while they're blindfolded, sharing keyboard and mouse for a game. Fun. Yeah. It's just like all sorts of ridiculous stuff.
Make Ninja sort of play on a controller.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh, make them both play. Okay, that's gonna be big. Thank you.
Make them feel my pain.
Yeah, please. No, we're gonna make them both. Yes, absolutely. Fuck yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing things like that throughout the whole time. Obviously, like we have Fortnite that's on for a charity blitz. We have Dauntless that's on for a charity blitz. What else do we have? We have a FIFA charity blitz. Really? That is going to be our spin on a Pro-Am tournament. The spin is all of the players are amateurs and the two pros are coaches. So we're going to have Nepenthez and Mike LaBelle coaching two brackets against each other. And it's going to be absolutely horrible because nobody will know how to play FIFA that's in this tournament. So it's going to be hilarious. I think there's going to be top tier commentary. I want to put charity stuff in there to make the people who already don't know how to play like make it worse, like randomly remap their controller and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really interesting things to improve like the at-home viewing experience. And obviously you can donate on site as well, but that's like the next level of like passion. So, we might end up closing out the charity stream this year with like $3 or $4 million raised. I think we can do another $500,000 to $1 million with the physical event, but we just had to figure out the best way to structure it.
It's getting better every year, Ben. You guys are killing it. We're excited to be a part of it. We are so excited to be a part of it. I know that I'm bringing my family. They're all excited to come and work a booth. We've got some great, products that we're going to be selling to, help raise money for St. Jude's, and we're hoping that we can be carry that sense of pride afterwards that we played our part in raising money for this organization.
Every moment provides the next moment. So like whether you're giving $1 or you're giving $10,000, like whatever happens after your donation is spent wouldn't have happened without your donation coming previously.
Right.
So
yeah, no, seriously, this is honestly, I can't congratulate you guys enough on making something that is doing so much good for the world. Like it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, we got I guess we've talked a lot about GuardianCon. But
Sure.
I do want to talk a little bit about you, like you, the person.
Me?
The Broman.
Broman.
Okay, yeah. Talk about me.
The Broman.
What do you want to know about?
Literally, I want to know, like, I mean, you've got an entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, I love the fact that, you've got this mindset that is
viciously entrepreneurial, yeah.
Enigmatic. You draw people into your mindset with your podcast has become almost like I wouldn't say self-help, but like a place where you can go through ideas and work with people, and it seems to be getting a lot of traction. There's a lot of people who listen to it and feel like they're pulling something out of it. Where's that coming from? Where did the idea of the Ask Broman, that whole concept come from?
Okay. So the real story was, I didn't listen to a lot of podcasts. There was a podcast that Kevin told me to listen to for like a year. And I told Kevin to fuck off, because if anyone's going to help me, I'm going to help myself. So I don't need to listen to some fucking guru telling me how to do shit. So it was the Gary V podcast was what he was trying to get me to listen to.
Yeah.
So I just ignored that shit. And then like, something like a month and a half later, one of Gary V's Instagram posts, came up on my Instagram feed. And like, he was just talking shit on anyone. He's like, if anyone is fucking trolling you, like, don't worry about them. Like, send them to me and you go do what you want to do with your life. And I was like, okay, I like this guy's ego. That's great. So I started listening to his podcast, and he went to the like VidCon, and he was meeting with some like YouTubers, and he put that on his podcast, which is really just kind of like it's like a documentary of all his meetings a little bit. He has like tentpole content, but so he was at a meeting with these YouTubers, and he's very into the idea of like audio as a content format, right? Which obviously you all here are as well. That's why you started the podcast. So he said, if you do YouTube, if you do Twitch, if you do anything, you should have a podcast. And the guys were like, well, we don't know what to do. And he's like, you don't know what to do? People want to ask you questions, do a Q&A podcast. And I was like, and then like, it was like light bulbs went off in my head. And I was like, holy shit, people ask me about like, how do I stream all the time? And like, I've given the answers hundreds of thousands of times. And so I was like, I'm just going to do Q&A podcast, and I'm going to see where it goes. Like, and it just so happened that the end result was everyone is asking me questions about streaming. Like, how do I make as a streamer? Like everybody from people who started at zero to people who are now, powerhouses on Mixer have been on the podcast as guests, looking for advice. And also along with that, I'm very hungry for perspective, because without perspective, like there's no, like you've got nothing without perspective. So I like to bring on guests. So we've had a lot of different guests on, we've had Dr. Lupo, Darkness 429, Nepenthes. Most recently we had, my Boomstick, who is one of the first people to break like 100,000 followers over on Mixer, which is a huge milestone for growing platform. And he sort of broke down his journey. So I think that so I started the podcast because I just want to help other people make it, because I didn't have any tools for me when I was trying to make it. Like, and I'm sure everyone who's here listening right now, all of us, when we started making content, no one was making how-to videos consistently. Like there was like this, like the one guy was like, hey guys, what's up? Here's how you set up OBS, like, have a subscribe. And then like, that person doesn't make any other content. And so a lot of people are doing one-off content that doesn't age well. Because the dynamic relationship between what we do in technology continuously changes the landscape. So I felt like having something that was continuously updated. I did 3 episodes a week for like 5 months so I could build a stable of episodes for people. And now I've kind of slowed down a little bit to like 1 or 2 a week. And then I'll do like one-off stuff, analyzing things. But the reason I started the podcast is because nobody fucking helped me, and that's bullshit. And I want to help everyone else. Like the only way we survive as a platform is if we teach each other. That's right. It's like every other form of creative media. Like there are acting coaches, there are guitar coaches, there's painting coaches, there's sculpture, teachers. Like everybody in the creative field eventually, whether they take on a protege or they just straight up teach people, it's part of it. And I saw that as a gigantic vacuum in the content creation space. And I don't think I'm the best person in the world. Like, I'm not a fucking genius, but I'm willing to put in the work and do it. And so I was horrified. Like when I told everyone on Twitter, I was like, I'm doing this. I'm doing a fucking Q&A podcast about streaming, and I'm going to give you the best advice I can about streaming. I really thought like the backlash was going to break my neck. I was so worried about it, which was one of the reasons why I was like, there's no way I can't do it. Because if I'm that scared, it's probably really important. So I leaned into it and I started. Oh yeah, that's something unique about me. The more scared I am about a good idea, the more I do it. Like
I
like,
identify with that a lot, actually.
Yeah. So, if you realize, like, I think for me, the reason I was scared was I realized that if it went well, it would change people's perspective of me a lot. It would change expectations of me, and it would probably change the direction of my life, which it did. So Gary V, the guy that I was just talking about, invited me up to be on his podcast, Ask Gary V, within, it wasn't because of my podcast, but because I was doing that, it put me on the radar for people who were looking at, like, he tweeted out, who's a Twitch personality I need to have. And like a lot of the responses were Professor Broman. He's the smartest guy on Twitch. Professor Broman, all this other shit. And I'm like, I don't agree with those comments. But so I was really scared. But when I started it, I was like, this is important.
Yeah.
So that gravity was there. Yeah. So that's why I started the podcast.
And it's
awesome.
it's a great listen. And if you haven't listened to it and you're obviously listening to this podcast, you should put it on your rotation. It's you're not 3 hours long like ours tend to be.
I try to keep things inside of an hour, unless I'm having a really good conversation with a guest. So the episode ranges are about they're either going to be 10 minutes or 1 hour.
Yeah. So it's a range of a range of what I find them interesting. I love to listen to them on my commutes. So I commute to work. I pop them in and I listen. You have some good, solid dad advice mixed in with like the technical aspects of doing something that just remind me of like just kind of like that motivation, that last bit nudge that someone would need to get their ass in gear. And I think that matters. Yeah. So I also feel like you have, along with the podcast, you've developed a very like friendly, welcoming Twitch like community that is. I find that like a lot of Twitch streamers when they move from game to game, it seems like they do this like roller coaster of an effect, like even variety streamers. But you tend to, almost every single game that you play, you tend to have similar numbers or like that community. I jump in there no matter what game you're playing. I do a lot of lurking, by the way.
That's good.
I go in there and I read your chats and I'm like, it's a healthy community. There are people talking in chat. They're having fun. It's not toxic. You've worked on that. How do you get there? How do you get to that place where your population's not spiking depending on the game? You and Tefty are really, are very similar in that variety streaming way that you can carry the same audience no matter where you go. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Sure. So I mean, it's like it's like gardening. I'm not joking. This is the most like crunchy metaphor you're gonna get out of me. But like it is like gardening. Like you have something in your backyard that you want to grow, and you know what it looks like. You know the right shape of it. You know the right form of it. The kind of energy that it needs, and there's elements that are going to show up in your community that are negative. And sometimes those can be chatters. Sometimes those can be moderators. Sometimes those can be concepts or ideas. And your responsibility is to figure out the way to remove those elements with minimal impact to the surrounding foliage. I think that's something that I've worked on a lot. Because sometimes like you need to bust out the weed be gone, and you just need to murder everything that's like in the middle of this row and like just scorch the earth. Which is how I deal with like racism and sexism and homophobia. Like I purposefully make an example of how bad that behavior is, so that everyone understands not only like one, where I stand as a person, which I think is incredibly important, but two, like the level of tolerance that I have for that around me, which is an absolute zero. But then like you have more delicate issues, like people being continuously negative, like people bringing attention to things that you don't want them to bring attention to, or focusing on stuff they shouldn't. And things like that require a lot more finesse. Like you have to go in there and like prune away the bad parts, because that isn't necessarily proof that that's like a bad chatter or a bad concept. You might just need to learn how to like shape conversation around that. So for me, dealing with something that's been a huge problem, and I'm sure anyone who streams Destiny can relate to this, is continuous and unrelenting negativity towards whatever you're doing and the desire to talk about whatever is wrong. For me, I found how I dealt with that by going to my past. Like I grew up in a family where my dad was sick a lot. He had Lyme's disease, but it got diagnosed wrong. So he just got progressively more ill for like 5 years. And so a common conversation every time, little old kid Ben would, be somewhere, adults would come up and they'd say, "How's your dad?" Which really means, "Tell me what's wrong with your dad today." And I just wanted to fucking sock them in the mouth after like the first year of that. So like that's kind of people's approach towards Destiny. It's something that they love, but now things are better. But like it's something people loved and it wasn't doing as well as they were hoping it would do. So it's just like they know you as somebody who's part of that community, so they're just going to hop in, and maybe they haven't been there for 3 months, but they're just going to go like,
shit game, bro.
So what's wrong with this dead game right now, everybody? And it's so frustrating to hear that over and over and over again, right? So learning how to deal with something like that and saying, basically my response has become like, there is a place for feedback and it's not in my channel. Like I can't, like when it's time for me to take your voice to the developers at Bungie, I'll do that. Like if they have another summit, I'll do that, and I'll have an open forum to take your feedback. But for now, like you can go to the Bungie forums or you can go to Reddit, because my channel is not the place for you to come in and talk about how you hate the shit game and how you fucking everything sucks and like you're sad. Like I'll talk to you about being sad if something horrible happened in your life, but like if you're sad and you want the video game that I'm playing to change, there are locations to have that conversation, and it's just not my chat.
Yeah.
But I didn't used to handle it that way. I used to like tell that person to go fuck themselves and, go eat shit, which was not a good response.
So you weeded that out.
Grow and learn.
You weeded that out. The weed be gone, right?
Yeah, that was scorched earth. That was fucking burned down the whole forest.
Every streamer goes through those growing pains, right? They've got to kind of learn how to be a community leader of their own before they can branch out and start accepting new people into that community and how you can cultivate it. Yeah. Bro, I love that gardening analogy. That's awesome.
That aspect it's very prevalent too. Like if you don't catch things like that in a chat, then you get that negativity running through very long. And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to like pick it out and be like, "Hey, we need to change the subject."
Snowballs, yeah.
Yeah, it snowballs. So sometimes you got to have a little bit of a conversation of it, but at that point, then you have to be like, "Okay, we're done with this conversation, and we can't just keep on reopening it."
Do you guys utilize chat bleach?
No. What's that?
So chat bleach, tool of the trade, chat. There's chat bleach is something that I do and Corey does as well, and it's where you have a topic that is guaranteed to engage chat in a way that will make them stop talking about whatever the fuck it was they're talking about.
I got you.
Like
so
pineapple pizza.
Corey's latest form of chat bleach is water's not wet. Prove me wrong. Okay, and for me, everything is a sandwich.
Okay, yeah.
Everything is a sandwich, which originally started as me just insisting a Pop-Tart was a sandwich. And then people started.
I've seen you talk about that.
Yeah, and then people started arguing with me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can have this argument all day. It was great.
Yeah, it's arguments.
The other day,
it's arguments that aren't actually going to cause fights. They're
just,
they're fun
like
arguments.
Silly. Yeah.
It's like a pineapple on pizza. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying,
it's
yeah.
absolutely perfect, and it should. And people who people should embrace pineapple on pizza.
It's a gift from the
kind of
gods.
those conversations.
You're allowed
That's
to
right.
feel that way.
That's true.
I'll bring up console wars. That's what I'll do. That should do the trick.
Console wars.
No, wrong direction.
Wrong direction. That's not right. Okay. Yeah,
No, console wars. I mean, look, if shit's bad, like, you could bring up like, you know what? Honestly, fuck Xbox, right? And everybody in chat will be like, I don't care what we're talking about. I'm gonna fight you, and you get your chat back as long as you can reel that fish
That's
back
true.
in.
That's
He does that all the time. He's like Church of Unlimited Frames, PC Master Race. So I
Church
mean,
of
his chat's
Unlimited
great.
Frames.
From time to time, you know.
I needed a reset on my Twitter, and there was some negativity running around. And all I did is say that, all I did this week is say, look, let's be real about this. If Zavala or Shax, basically I said if it was Zavala or Shax, they wouldn't have, Prince Aldrin wouldn't have been able to kill them. I put that out there. And I guess that's a chat bleach, if you will.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a little bit of bleach.
900 comments later, and like people are 900 comments.
That's insane.
I don't know. It got crazy.
Got out of hand.
Traction.
Good for you.
It got out of
Good for you.
Apparently, I insulted hunters and in general.
Well,
The essence of Hunter.
could have just been the fact that he was a flimsy robot exo, but like,
Yeah, I know. I mean, seriously.
who's counting? His best friend's
A Titan.
his best friend's a chicken. How smart can he really be?
Thank you very much.
Roman's a Titan. So I don't like where this is
That's what I'm
going.
talking about. This is perfect.
this is-
Finally, someone that understands me.
Yeah, I understand.
That's good. Yeah. So you've got your Twitch thing. You've got your GuardianCon thing. You got your podcast thing, and then you've got this thing where you I was just enjoying some, as a matter of fact.
So, a unicorn mug.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
chubby unicorn.
It's a chubby unicorn.
It's great.
That is awesome.
So
I'm assuming you're talking about King's Coast.
I am. So how did that idea come about? And how did you come up with this beautiful tasting coffee? By the way.
Okay. Well, 2 reasons. One, I got snubbed for a sponsorship, which is not a smart idea. I don't know if you have learned much about me listening to this, but don't challenge me to a fight.
Chat bleach.
No, but like there was a coffee company going around sponsoring a bunch of people, and they passed on me, and I was like, okay, cool, all right, fine, whatever. And so like that bothered me a little bit because I have pride. But I was like, all right, well, whatever. A month later, Kevin was drinking coffee at his like desk, just coffee.
Drinking coffee at his desk?
He was drinking coffee at his desk, and he was like,
normal.
A month later.
he was like, this tastes like fucking trash. Like, I'm
Ooh.
sick of this shit coffee that I'm getting from Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh.
This is Kevin's
It
experience.
happens. Yeah.
It happens. Listen, I love some Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I do. But there's another tier of coffee above Dunkin' Donuts. So
Clearly.
he was sick and tired of drinking.
No way.
There's many tiers above that.
There's many tiers of coffee above Dunkin' Donuts. So he's like, I'm sick and tired of drinking this Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Like, what the fucking fuck? And he was, and so he went to our friends, Pete. Sorry, we can swear, right? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
okay. I didn't know if your poor audio guy's gonna be up all night. Like, oh my, boop, this guy is. Okay, so he so that happened with Kevin, and so he reached out to Pete and Wayne, who are the other co-owners of King's Coast. They both Wayne has been an executive chef in New York for almost 2 decades, who was looking for something different, and he crafts the flavor profiles of all of our stuff. And then we have Pete, who's like, he's also a master roaster, certified master roaster. I want
that title.
He's a logistics. He's like a logistics genius.
Yeah.
So the two of them working together, along with Pete, has an insanely deep knowledge about like origin, which origin is it means everything for coffee. So like you sit down and talk to Pete about coffee, he'll be like, well, the reason we're buying from this part of Colombia is because it's at this elevation and it gets this sunlight angle, and because of the sunlight angle and the type of soil that's there, it produces this flavor. And I'm just sitting there like, so
coffee
like,
good.
Yes, coffee. I like this. You know, and so all that was happening behind the scenes. And so we got to this point where it was like, we just kind of wanted to do this for us because we live in a suburban area. And so there's not a lot of really like fresh roasted coffee here. There's the one place in Tampa I can go that I would consider of quality is downtown. It's 45 minutes away from my house. And then, and for me, the thing that made me go all in on the idea was a light bulb went off, and I was like, if that's my experience, millions of people live in suburbs. I bet they want good coffee too. So we kind of sat down, worked out a logistic platform on how we could do roast to order. So like when you order from us and you're in the US, you get the coffee within 3 or 4 days of roasting straight to your doorstep.
That's key.
Which is peak quality.
Yep.
Yes.
3 days is considered peak quality, which is why when people drink it, they say, I've never had coffee like this before. It's 'cause you probably haven't, unless you've gone
to
a coffee shop that specifically roasts in-house.
Mm-hmm.
So we got all that set up behind the scenes, and then we launched on September 5th last year, my birthday and the day that Destiny 2 is playable. So it's a really busy day. And we just kind of went from there. I mean, like, I've always had a passion for coffee. I worked at Starbucks for a while. It's just the coffee space as like an economic device is it empowers so much good, like from top to bottom. We work with 2 farms that are 98% female owned and operated. So like this is these women are using coffee as an economic driver to lift themselves and their families out of poverty and protect them from like organized crime and the drug trade and all this other stuff. And they're in they're in very embattled regions, and they're growing coffee in places where people also grow cocaine. And so supporting them and making sure that they're economically supportive is a way to like truly do good. So we have things on that side, and then our long-term goal. So that's ground floor. Storefront level, which is something we're trying to get to, is we want to have priority hiring for combat vets and adults with disabilities, because that's another part of my life and part of Kevin's life. Like we've both spent a lot of time with adults that have disabilities, physical or intellectual, and it's just so fucking hard for them to find jobs. Because people look at them and they're like, you make me a little bit uncomfortable because you're different, so you're not going to get hired. So we looked at some coffee shop models. There are some places. I believe one of them is in North Carolina where 50% of the staff has are people who live with Down syndrome, and it is like one of the happiest fucking places on earth. And everyone who goes to that coffee shop fucking loves it and thinks it's amazing. And so like coffee is this really unique thing. Like economically, it's like the number 2 traded good in the world. So there's a lot of like pie to go around on like the economic side. And because of that, it enables us to operate in a way where we have enough margin to do big things like that instead of just trying to turn a profit for ourselves. One of the things that I think is going to become really obvious as we move forward with all of our projects from this year, because we have a couple more businesses that we're going to be launching before the end of this year as well, is my goal in our company is to make sure that whatever we do, we have a focus on how to give back to the people around us. Whatever we're doing has a driver inside of it to create good in the world. So with GuardianCon, it's really obvious. With King's Coast, it's a little bit more disguised, but it's there. So everything that we do, like the first thing I think of is how can we use this to help someone? So that's kind of the story behind King's Coast, and why we got started. It's going good. I mean, we've been profitable since day one. Profitable doesn't mean people are taking home paychecks. It just means that you're paying your bills. But we've been able to run the company in the green and run the entire company off profit since the beginning, which is almost unheard of for a small business. So we're very proud of that.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
I can tell you, as a small business owner, this little group here, we paid ourselves for the first time in 2 years.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
We paid ourselves 2 months ago for the first time.
Feels good.
And it feels
That's
good.
awesome.
It's hard work. It's energy. It's time.
Wait, you guys get paid for this?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shoot. I forgot. I mean, everybody. Oh, man. Everybody but Briar gets paid for this. And it
That's
feels
awesome.
good
I'm happy for you all.
Yeah, it feels good to be able to pay your employees or the people that help to make things happen, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, and to be able to do things like the charity live streams. I know that we're going to be giving away one of our donation incentives is going to be a VIP ticket to GuardianCon. We're really excited about that. Yeah,
That's awesome.
we're going to be giving away, raffling off a really nice computer at GuardianCon. So if you're listening here, make sure to stop by the booth, and you're going to be getting a chance to win a computer through on our PC.
I think he's actually planning on building it at there, so you can watch him build it, and then he'll be giving away that computer.
That's
I think
cool.
that's
Cool.
the plan. Yeah,
That's really cool.
So
That
we
is super cool.
We got one of the big booths, so we have lots of room to have. We're sharing it with our computer sponsor, and it's gonna be a fun event. So we're really appreciative of what you've built. We're glad to be a part of it. One of the questions that came up more and more is, we understand you guys were really working hard to sort of say, this isn't a Destiny event, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But
Out of necessity for a few reasons. Yeah.
Right, but just to talk about it, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a fan
You're a
of
Destiny fan. Like,
are you gonna be able to experience and see things that are Destiny related there?
absolutely. I mean, like, the thing is that the Destiny community that everyone knows and loves and spawned at the start of this event, every single content creator is still going to be there. Whether or not it's somebody, like Dr. Lupo, who used to do trials all the time and now is like one of the number one people in the world for Fortnite. Or you have people like Mr. Fruit, who grew his YouTube channel exponentially off of, Destiny, but now he and the rest of the Dream Team do all sorts of fun stuff on YouTube all the time. The community, the positive community that was built when Destiny came out is still maintained behind the scenes, and people don't seem to see that. Like, it's true. Like, I still have deep friendships with all these people that I used to play with all the time. And even though they're out, pursuing other ventures, they're streaming different games, doesn't mean we're not friends.
It's a tight group, man, isn't it? Like, I feel like I can call up anybody who has been part of the Destiny community, and it's like, what do you need? Let's do this.
Right, exactly.
It's crazy.
I'm heavily invested in making sure that everyone that kind of came up with me succeeds.
Yeah.
But so like everybody that like you wish like you're like, fuck, I wish I went to the first GuardianCon because it was Destiny Community Con, and like I just want to be Destiny Community, and like if that's your attitude, everyone who was at the first event is still at this event. And all the people that you wanted to meet, whether it was a content creator or your friends, are still going to be at this event. With the massive added bonus of Bungie being there in an actual official capacity, not just Deej and Cosmo sitting in the bleachers talking to people for 12 hours. They're on the floor with a playable version of the game that you are not going to get anywhere else until, after E3, it's us. That's where you can play Gambit.
That's amazing. I'm
That is
excited.
amazing.
What an amazing thing, being able to play
And
play
it's-
Destiny.
Seriously.
It's amazing.
It's no small commitment, because I mean, setting up stations is setting up a
It's
something
hard.
like E3, right? Bringing that setup to another convention. That's a time, money.
It's a big
commitment.
investment.
Yeah.
It is, like, on the logistical side, like, and I feel like we're close enough on this conversation. Like, logistically, one of the big reasons why it's been hard for us to get buy-in from developers is because we are so close to E3 and because like those booths, like Facebook had a booth at PAX East. The booth itself cost $2 million. The booth. Oof. The $2 million booth, and it's like now I know, right, the pricing of everything on the PAX floor. It was like a $500,000 footprint and setup for that booth.
Jesus.
Like that's
about what we spent for our GuardianCon one.
Yeah, of course. Now we are demanding fees infinitely smaller than that. Okay, for a lot of different reasons, obviously, but still, like that is the level. Like, think about the cost of insuring something that's a $2 million installation of art, interactive art, or whatever. Like, there's so much stuff that I had no clue about when we started doing this that I've learned, and I'm like when I say I'm honored that people would choose to like partner with us, it's because I know. I know the dollars and cents, the risk, the return, the ROI. I know all the calculations that they had to make to say yes. And I know there's still risk associated with it for them. And they still did. And I am infinitely and forever grateful for the people who are willing to take a risk on us.
So I think it's appropriate at this time that speaking about taking risks for us as Guardians.
Sure.
I think we take a moment, just 10 seconds, just 10, 15 seconds as a moment of silence for our buddy Cade 6.
Okay.
For his sacrifice for all of us. So, chat, we're going to take a few seconds and just think about Cade 6 for a moment.
Nick, can you insert yakety sax right now, please?
You're a horrible person.
Hey, did you guys hear that Cade 6 is dying?
Why, Briar? You are insensitive, my friend.
How about that memorial at E3, though?
That song.
That
whole trailer just drove a stake in my heart. And as a Titan, the only way I could deal with my emotions was to lash out. And I did. And I apologize to everybody who may have been offended by my comments about
You're
Cade 6,
not apologizing.
It's a crazy move, though, if you think about it, right? Because there is one character in Destiny that people have an attachment to.
Yeah.
And they're
Cade.
killing him.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cade. I mean, we've seen, the speaker died. Nobody really gave a shit. Nobody even really
People
knew
didn't even
he
really
died.
know
He
he
was like
died. They were
trash.
like,
Wait,
everyone,
I was like,
he's dead?
not dead.
Yeah.
His mask
dead.
just fell off, man.
Yeah, people weren't sure. They're like, did he really die?
Is he dead? Is he not?
Oh, Cyrus
Cade
can
is
replace him.
different. A Destiny without Cade is not as much fun as a Destiny with Cade.
It's a different Destiny, that's for sure.
It's a different it's a darker Destiny.
Yeah.
It's a darker and their whole,
I am happy that they gave us an actual villain.
Yes.
Destiny has narratively been absent. Like a villain has been absent. We all hoped that Callus was going to be like that. And then it turns out actually Callus just really wants to fuck all of us.
Yes.
Read the fucking lore. He wants to be inside of the Guardians in a big way. Callus is all about being our best buddy and then coming over one night and slipping the yawn.
He wants to make us fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants us to grow fat with strength because he likes them thick. That's that's Callus. And that was a really interesting narrative choice. But the fact that hey, here's the bad guy. Stare him in the eyes and then pan away, and he just shot your best friend in the face.
Right.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's great.
Well, awesome if they pull it off, right? If it's another
pull it off.
Right, if it's another Osiris kind of DLC where you get to see Osiris for the first time and it's like Yawnsville, or if it's another Clovis Bray situation where she could have been one of the coolest characters we've ever met in Destiny because she's the only Guardian we've ever met that rumors are past. She's totally connected to Clovis Bray. There's so much cool stuff that could happen. We met a worm god for the first time, and it was totally Snoozeville the entire time. So if they kill Cade and it's a Snoozeville from then on out, that's a big fail.
Honestly, I see this as Bungie kind of being like, look, this is the kind of story we're telling now. We want you to be invested. It's going to be darker. You care about what is going on in the world. You understand that you are not a guardian that can just live through anything. If you do something, there are consequences. And now we kind of understand that. So I think this is literally Bungie just throwing it down and being like, this is what we're doing. So I think it's going to be good.
And
I'm excited.
I hope there isn't any kind of trickery where they like bring him back too, because I want them to put that in the ground and say, yes, this is happening. And these emotions that we're having from it is because of that. And it opens up a lot of doors, too, for narrative changes. Like, I was thinking about it. If people buy D2 vanilla and play the game without Forsaken, they have a different tower. Or, I mean, they would have to have a different... Like, Cade's in that vanilla storyline. So it's going to be... It's going to be a different experience then once they get Forsaken. And does that mean that they're going to have... Like, what's going to happen to the Vanguard? Is the Vanguard going to continue? Are they going to replace... Cade? Is Cade going to have Shiro? Is Ephrodite going to come in?
Cade's going to go to the farm or something.
Cade's going to the farm up north. Listen,
That's
kids.
what my parents always told me.
Cade's got to go to the farm. All right.
I mean, Bungie has been pretty explicit about saying Cade is dead. He's not coming back. Cade is dead.
On multiple
If they do bring
occasions.
him back, then no death from here on out means anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
because we just assume that they're coming back.
I really feel like they're sticking with it. I don't think there's going to be any trickery, and I hope not. Also, but there could be it could open up doors for other characters that could be really interesting since they're taking away that Cade aspect in Destiny. We need something in there that's not our Ghost. You know.
But Ghost is so funny. He's just so funny, though. Like, have you ever just looked at water and been like, "Yo, what a splash"? That's his humor. I hate it.
He's got some pretty lame story writing, and
pretty bad.
the thing that bothers me, and I understand I kind of understand the choice of our guardian not having a voice, but what bugs me the most is the Ghost is supposed to be my voice. And
it's awful.
It bothers me in the story when the Ghost is cheesy. And I'm like, no, I would not have been that way.
I hate it.
I would not have said that.
I hate it when the Ghost acts like an idiot. When he's like, I have no idea about anything, even though I was erected from the light and I am a technological wonder.
Who is she talking to? What do you mean? Who the fuck is she talking to? She's got a radio in her ear. What do you mean?
He says, our Ghost is a savant at unlocking doors, yet it's completely ignorant to everything else in life. It's unbelievable. Also, it's going to crush me if our reaction of Cade dying comes from our Ghost. That's going to...
We're just like...
That's
and then
going
the
to
Ghost
murder
is like,
me inside.
this is real sad, man.
So
I'm not all right with that.
Yeah.
In the marketing material, you see a hunter carrying Cade's body away. Do you think that's intended to be us, or do you think that's intended to be...
I think, okay, so I think that it's me. Some people were saying that they think it's Mara Sov, which would set up a narrative that it's like brother versus sister, which would be neat. But I think it's us.
I think it says as well.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
it's us.
Yeah, I think it says. I think it's supposed to start this thing of we found Cade and we're now carrying him off and we're like, we're going to avenge you, Cade. We're going to kill all those barons at Ulgen. We got this.
I feel like that makes the most sense, but there's also an angle that what if they do bring back the stranger and it's Elsie Bray and she's the one that finds Cade and that's her bringing Cade.
Oh. Wow, what if that's the stranger?
And she brings it back to her sis, Anna, since Clovis Bray has been reactivated.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And then they reboot.
Yeah, but like
so
his ghost
7?
his ghost is dead though.
I don't want Cade. Well, no.
And his brain box is blown up.
So if they were to bring back Cade, it would be Cade 7, but it would be Cade 7 without the light. So it's basic bitch Cade. It's not badass
It would also
Guardian
not be
Cade.
Cade.
Basic bitch.
It is. It's not
It
Golden
would
Gun.
technically not be Cade.
It's not
wouldn't be
Golden
Cade at
Gun
all.
Cade.
Cade.
The only time that they reboot Exos is when they are not accepting the body. And they have to do a complete wipe of them to get them to accept the body again.
Yeah.
So, Cade
You're right.
7, unless they break the lore completely, they
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
They would never
Vive
do
wouldn't
that.
let them do that.
No.
Whoa.
They've never done it
Don't
before.
you mean folklore?
Whoa.
So we saw Cade get axed. We heard from Bungie at E3 that he's tostada non grata. It was really awkward for me to land in the tower last night when I was playing and turn in my what is it? Your when you go do the I don't know the
treasure maps.
Yeah,
the flashpoint.
Turn in something
Flashpoint.
to Cade, the flashpoint. Thank you. I went to Cade and I went to go turn him in, and I was like yelling at my screen, dude. Don't see Prince Aldrin. You're totally gonna die.
Don't go to the prison of elders. It's a bad idea.
Don't wander off by yourself.
What do you guys think about them revealing Cade's death in a trailer as opposed to having it be a surprise when you actually play the game?
I need to talk about this because I was watching
up.
the PlayStation stream, and the PlayStation stream went cut right when the trailer first came on.
Oh my God.
So they were like, here's the Destiny thing. And then we're like, wait, what just happened? So we had to go to the E3 stream, and then the trailer was pretty much over. And then we're like, wait, what is going on? But even if that didn't happen, that just was dramatic effect, I guess. It was very strange that they were like, yeah, we got a thing. Should we show them the thing? Yeah, sure, show them the thing. And then it's like the biggest thing to happen in Destiny. But it's kind of genius. Because everyone in the Destiny community was like, whoa, what is going on? People were very confused. They were trying to find out what's going on. They were like, is Bungie going to talk about this? Bungie, please, what's going on? So I think it was amazing in terms of getting everyone behind that story. Because you guys saw at E3, they had the memorial for Cade.
Yes.
Like, all of this stuff was... I think it was a good move by them, but I was very
and we had
confused.
a moment of silence, except for Briar.
True.
Disrespectful.
You know what it
crazy.
did? It unified the community just in a minute. Everybody was like,
Instantaneously.
"We're gonna murder time on Aldrin."
Prince Aldrin. I'm a teabag
Double tether
Aldrin
murder.
so bad.
Yeah, I want to teabag him too.
So let's talk about the other things that Bungie went to E3 and announced. Right? They didn't necessarily announce it, but people got to play Gambit. And one thing that I wanted to talk about is this has come up several times on the podcast before, but Watts and I, we got to play Gambit at the summit, and all of the NDA stuff is lifted now for people that went. So tons of people started, like gigs. Everybody who went just started dumping content from and opinions from the summit onto Twitter and onto their YouTube channels. But I wanted to ask you guys, did anything what did you guys hear from anybody from the summit or anything that surprised you, about discussions over Gambit or anything else like that? Do you guys want to talk about that?
Briar and I haven't played it. Broman, did you go to the summit?
No.
Okay, so we haven't played it at all. We can give our impressions of on the outside looking in.
That's right.
I would love to. I would love to, because this is the first time people saw Gambit, which was weird for us, right? Because we'd seen it before and then we played it again. But I was like, holy crap, this is people's first time.
So
I was hoping to jump into it and dive into it, and Watts and I kind of pull out what playing it feels like, since we're not tethered in any way to
sounds awesome.
It.
So
and I also want you guys' first impression for sure.
Yeah, my first impression was I didn't expect Bungie to actually deliver on this is the first time that an FPS has had some sort of mode like this. And I was like, well, I don't know. We'll see about that. And then when I saw Gambit in action, I was like, holy crap. They have married the fantastic things of PvE with the fantastic things of PvP in a game mode. And I can't wait to play. I was honestly surprised at the possibilities of competitiveness with having loadouts being built for PvE, but then also having to be able to handle somebody coming invading and the trade-offs. If you're going to invade, you're going to be down 25% of your DPS potential, and your DPS is ultimately what's going to win you around by taking out your primeval. The whole concept right there, it got me so excited. Initially,
there's a dance that happens at that last when one team spawns in their primeval. There is a teamwork decision that has to be made, and a dance that happens at that point.
Absolutely, yeah. Seeing footage and seeing it just in action got me incredibly excited, because initially I was like, okay, cool, game mode. I'm excited about seeing what they do with the story and so on and so forth and all that. But then all of a sudden I saw the footage and I was like, this is awesome. This looks like a true Destiny experience. Like since Trials, something that seems like a Destiny mode that people are going to be like, I want to go and play Gambit because it's Destiny.
Yeah.
There's two things. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say, so for me, like, when they announced they were doing something that was not really done before in FPS, my mind kind of instantly went to a PvPvE experience. Like that's something that has been like an open discussion in a lot of different games where it's like, like MOBAs do it really well. Like it's PvP, but there's also creeps. And then, you have to jungle and like all this other, like all these approaches, and that kind of happened with Battleborn. Haha, LOL.
Stillborn.
But yeah, poor Battleborn. But so like I was really hoping for something like that, but when they finally showed it, I was like blown away at how like Destiny it was. Like it's about like smashing enemies and burning down a boss. Like that's the end goal, but you can fuck each other up by blowing up the other person, like you blowing up the other team. And like I know I've been made aware that there are more mechanics that go into blowing up people on the other team than just they're dead. And I think that everything surrounding like Gambit, I think Gambit's just going to be super hype. I think as long as it delivers a solid gameplay loop, like it's awesome that it's super fun to play. But I'm really happy that it has its own like loot pool and things like that. I'm really interested in how they're going to work it into progression. And I really do feel like it unites the community in a great way. Like it brings together PvP and PvE players like in a great environment. Like, I mean, like, come on. Like me, T-Rex and Goth, and then like Crafty. Like
I know, man.
You can't beat Raid Dad and his 2 toddlers and then Crafty. Like you just can't. Like it's gonna be awesome. Like I can't fucking wait.
No, Ben. So there's also the big thing that's coming into play here is going to be the new supers, the new support supers, the new classes.
Gotcha.
I got to play quite a bit with the Warlock.
I heard you fall in love. I heard you're becoming a Warlock main, Pope.
Like
I heard you are abandoning the Titans.
I literally might start maining a Warlock. I love being a support player. I love that role. I know I'm a hardcore Titan, but unless the Titan can really pull up a support class like the Warlock, I might switch because the power of the Warlock to be able to throw a grenade at a teammate and give them not only their health but a shield, like
wow,
boom, as they're running in to go. So you got somebody running in to go do something. You can chuck a grenade at them, or you see somebody. So there is a role that I was playing that I've been desperately wanting to play as a character in Destiny. Sorry, but there is with a bow, the
true support.
So a true support. So a mid-range distance player. I could sit there and snipe people with the bow, which is insanely fun to use. There's different levels and different types. And I got to use an exotic bow that as you charge it, as you pull and you aim down sight, the longer you hold it, the more impact it has, so the more damage it gives, right?
Nice.
So you can sit there and fire off, flick, 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 and start taking out low-level green ads or red ads and just like pop, 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 pop. Or if you want to, you can charge it up when you're going to do a big DPS and hit a boss for a large crit. So you throw down your Warlock. You throw down your Warlock Rift, which gives everybody health and damage and range and increased abilities. They all rally to you, and you just sit there and fire on the boss. It feels like a rallying cry, like a true support player should. Like, give people the power to go rally on you. Boom. They get their health. They get their shield. They get their what they need, and then they attack, right? It's just a great dynamic.
Worth noting about the Well of Radiance Warlock super. If you put it on a person, it kills them. If you put it on top of an enemy, you can smash the sword into the ground and it kills them. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. Cool.
It is a great. It's a great animation. You can. You're up in the air as a warlock. You're floating above them, and you're like.
I mean, imagine on like a capture point, right? In PvP, for example. Imagine something like elimination comes down to the wire. You run in there as your warlock, smash down, kill someone, then you have this healing and damage buff on the point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
it's
really
like weapons and
interesting.
blessing at the same time.
Yes.
Weapons, light, and blessing of light.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Briar,
there's a bunch of other
what
stuff.
did you think, Briar, of Gambit?
I think it looks amazing. Like, it really, what I expected was something more like Halo 5's like Warzone mode, where we'd just be running around in patrol with, maybe getting some points for killing enemies and maybe being able to kill some other players as well. But this is really a focused thing. It feels like a cross between an arena shooter and a PvP, like a PvE, almost like a raid event or a raid encounter where it's really focused, it's really tightly. You got to get through there fast. You're racing against the other team. I really like that aspect of it. I like being able to not only be racing against the other team, but also like kind of like a puzzle game a 2-player puzzle game where your success kind of fucks with your opponent.
Yeah.
Like if I get a line in Tetris or like a combo in Tetris and it drops like an unusable block on my opponent, like that's how it kind of feels. So there's a give and take. Like I love all that. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to try it at GuardianCon.
Can you guys clarify also? So, do you have to hold 15 motes and then put it in order to summon a large blocker?
No.
So for a large blocker, yes. So you can bank motes at any time you want. But say if you're holding 9 motes and then you go and bank, if you had just waited to get one more mote, you could have sent a medium blocker. So 5 motes is a small blocker, 10 motes is a medium, and 15 is a large blocker.
So
if you
what's
die
the sweet
with
spot?
motes, do you lose your motes?
Yes.
Yes. So that's and it's also as the attacker when you come across the portal, right? You at 25 motes when your team puts in 25 motes, you get a portal to the other side, as well as when every 15 seconds when the primeval is spawns in. But when you jump through the portal, you jump through with a buff on you. But when you see the enemy team, you see them with a number above their head that has how many emotes that person is carrying.
So you could target them.
So you can target the ones that have the largest amount of emotes that they're carrying.
Seems like
and delay the team.
Seems like Golden Gun would be so powerful for that.
You can also pop your super before you go through the portal.
And then go through.
So you can pop it, jump through, see people, and just boom, boom, boom.
Pop, 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 and be like, deuces.
So one of the
peace, bye guys.
it's crazy. One of the strategies that was being employed is like setting up everybody gets 5 or everybody gets 5 and you put them all in at the same time. And it spawns each person's 5. It's not like they're cumulative, like 2 people put in 5 and it puts a medium. It's whatever you put in. So if everybody puts in 5 at the same time, you've just spawned in 5 or 4 small blockers.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
So you could literally put 4 medium or large blockers on the other team at the same time if you chose to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or you could go with
a
the
lot of
strategy where you can have one person that's picking up motes, and then you can try and get a large blocker as soon as you possibly can. There's so many different ways to go about it. And one thing when I was talking to Bungie at E3 is internally with Holtzman's team and also their sweaty PvE teams, they have not found out which strategy is best. There's not one where they're like, okay, medium blockers are the best, small blockers are the best. People like their own strategies of how they think is best to play. So I'm sure on the outside, we might find the best strategy. But hearing that in playtest they haven't found that yet was it was good. It was good to hear.
Yeah, that's good.
So
there's also a real sorry.
Is it a waste then to just put 1, 2, 3, or 4 motes into the machine?
I would say so.
So we need to get the word out right now, guys. For anybody,
5, 10, 15.
For all of the blueberries that still don't know how to activate one of those public events out there that's been out for nearly a whole year. Do not put in less than 5 motes into the machine when you're playing Gambit.
And definitely don't do like 4 or 9, right? You're 1 mote away from a blocker. Don't do that.
Don't be an asshole.
There's one of the maps has a big lava flow through the center of it. Don't fall into it.
Oh, how many maps, by the way?
Yes, that is bad.
Do we know yet?
Yeah. How many maps?
Warlocks take special notice of what Pope just said.
we saw 2 maps.
2 maps.
But we don't know if there's more than that.
Yeah, okay.
We know there's at
Probably
least 2.
I would love for them to release new maps for this every season. Because I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be a premier game mode.
Chat's saying there's 4 maps.
4? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, 4 from the reveal?
There's 4 from the reveal.
Nice.
Clearly they're going hard at this. Like, I think it's obviously really well designed. It's unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting approach to gameplay that has not really been approached in first-person shooters before.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to the way that they constructed WoW-style raids in a first-person world in Destiny 1 that really changed the way people approached designing mechanics in raids. You know, there have been a lot of and like there's been a lot of innovation, and whenever Bungie, like, sometimes they innovate and it doesn't go very well, and sometimes they which is fine. Like, that's the risk that you run when you're making something new. Sometimes you take a chance on a idea that seems to make sense and you fall on your face. But like this, especially since such a diverse group of players got to play it and every single one of them said this is awesome, makes me really excited.
Yeah. Same.
Really excited.
There's a really fun element to it. Did you run into the little what were those called? Loot trolls, or what were they called?
Yeah, they called them loot trolls because when you're playing certain games, like Golden Axe would be one of them, where the little gremlin comes along and he's got a big old sack of gold.
Yeah,
there would be an ad on the field that is a little bit harder to kill, but when you drop him, he drops just a ton of motes.
Cool.
Is he stealing your motes? Like, how's that mechanic work? Is he like picking motes off the ground?
Like, it sounds like he is, but I don't remember seeing him pick up any. It was a little scion looking thing that was running around, and he's shiny and bright, and he's like, kind of running across the map, and he's like, and then so it makes sense that he's stealing them. Like when you kill him, it drops down at least a medium blocker, right?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So you're
awesome.
you know that if you kill it, that you take the time to burn it down.
They call it out as well. He'll call out that there's a high value target on the field.
Oh, okay.
And you can go find it. And then he's not there forever either, because I've heard
Temporary.
the call out of high value target left. I guess you'll get it next time.
Interesting.
He sounded really disappointed at us.
Yeah. He's like, you should have done that.
You're dumb. What are you doing?
That was important, and you missed it.
Yeah.
No, but there's some really interesting dynamics that happen. I know Watts has a really great experience that I heard her talking about on stream that I'll ask you to tap into. But I know that we were in the lead once and got smacked by another team when we summoned our primeval first, and they just had a really successful invader that made it possible for the other team to come back and win. So
Wow.
I know, Watts, you had an experience like that?
Yeah, so I think we were about 35 motes ahead. We had summoned our primeval. So to get your primeval out, you have to do 75 motes. So we were about 35 ahead, summoned the primeval, and I don't know if the enemy team planned on doing this, but they basically sent all 4 people across, not at once, one after the other, with their super, and killed at least 3 of us every time they went through the portal.
Ooh.
So while that one person comes through and has their super, the rest of their team was, picking up motes and banking them, trying to get their primeval up. And when an invader kills you and you have your primeval out, it heals your primeval for every death. So they just sent super, super, super. And we were like, and it came down to the absolute wire. They got their primeval out. It was neck and neck. And we ended up winning, but they came back from 35 mote deficit.
Wow.
And it came down to a very slim amount of damage to if we won.
Interesting.
So that's what is amazing about Gambit. Like, those hero moments that we've been missing from Destiny 2 are 100% there in Gambit. If you go through as an invader and you kill someone that has 15 motes on them and someone who has 5 motes, that is a huge deficit. You can heal their primeval. It's the amount of clutch plays you can do in Gambit is amazing.
And Ben, you're gonna absolutely flip over the bows.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
no, I know.
Like
My actual last
variety,
name is Bowman.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Like you're gonna you're gonna like the variety, because we're not talking about single like just 3 damage types, right? We're talking about different types of arrows.
Like delivery.
Yeah, like multiple arrows fired from one shot,
multi-shot type
like
of
tri-shots. You're talking about different types of ways of shooting and different things they do, right?
Yeah.
So the different types of damage and how they damage. So the bows are...
I'm going to raid wipe us so much. Just don't use a bow! Nope.
No,
Nope.
it's fun, man. It is. I'm excited for you guys.
The bullets
to put your
or
hands
the
on it.
arrows have like arc on them too, like depending on how
Not
long
if you
pull
fully
it back
charge
for.
them.
Not-
yeah,
Okay,
if you
so
fully
if you
charge them,
fully
then
charge
they're
it-
hit scan. If you just
Interesting.
blink it, you can actually see it drop. But if you
And they're
fully
a
charge it
two-shot
back, it's
kill in PvP,
yes,
It's
Sick.
body or head. You got to hit 2 shots.
2 shots. Yep.
Okay.
Interesting.
right. It's like they're and the new classes. I was talking to Claude at the he works at Bungie. He's kind of oversees the supers and all that. I was talking to him about some of the way that they're adjusting the supers and how we're going to be seeing them. Just the way that he was talking about the Striker Titan and being able to fly around like like a supercharged Superman through they are going about all the supers in just a fantastic way.
Hey, Bo,
Nice.
let me ask you something. So now that the NDA is over, can you talk about what that thing was that Bungie came to you with that the community was so upset about?
Random
or
rolls.
that you guys random
Random
rolls.
rolls.
So what was it?
Do you remember, Pope?
I'm not going to remember. Like it's not going to be like a verbatim what they said, but they were going to they were going to double down or triple down on mods and make. Do you remember, Watts? It was like they presented
one perk would be random, and
Right,
the
they were gonna
rest would
do-
be static.
right.
And we
And
were
then-
kind of like, that's not very exciting.
And they were
Yeah.
going to try to do something with mods, and we just like emphatically everybody in the room was like,
Everyone's reaction was like, it's not very exciting. It's not thrilling. But like that, and that would be the community's reaction, right? Everyone's like, sweet, random rolls are coming back, and then you get a drop, and you're like, oh, all of this is static except this one perk. So I'm stuck with this crappy perk that I don't want that's static on a gun that's amazing, but I can change this one perk.
So they looked at it
Like-
overnight and then they came back to the community summit with truly random rolls,
and
like
it's just-
Destiny 1 style random roll.
they said that they pitched it to us as being full random rolls, and on top of that, you being able to select the gun placement, like what gun goes in what spot.
Okay, yeah. So that's the next question. How do you have to? If you know this, I don't know if they explained it. Are you going to have to go and get it to drop for you in that particular slot, or are you able to move it if it can go back and forth between those slots in game?
The idea came back. So the way I guess I can appreciate this about Bungie is that they're designers, game designers. They're not going to do the same thing as D1. They're just not going to. They're going to
wanna innovate.
improve and expand on it. Right. So they said we're going to do random rolls, but it's going to be done our way. Right. And at that point, it wasn't fleshed out. They had work to do. They had just decided that evening to make the change and commit to it. And so I at least I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what their end random roll system is that they came up with. What happened was they were like, so this is kind of the thought that we had for random rolls, and we were like, nah. And then the next day they came back after this like really long back and forth conversation we had with design goals about what kind of emotions do we want to experience through random rolls. Like we want that moment of, oh, I got this perk is on it, this perk is on it. And, YouTube's video is crazy because you got the best random
God roll.
perk slots. You go to your friend the next day at work or school and you're like, guess what I got? Like we want those kind of emotions. So we didn't
Storytelling
end
moments.
Right, exactly. We want it to feel unique. We want it to be exciting. And they didn't come back with, okay, so this is how we're going to do random rolls. But what they did is they developed design goals based on what we want to feel from the random rolls system.
Okay.
And they actually said to us, like, we're going to take these design goals that we've decided on today and use that as our goals for
Our
creating
marching
the system.
orders, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what they decided on, but if the goals that they came up with were exciting and what we all wanted.
That sounds awesome. I'm hoping they really hit it out of the park come September. Did they talk about though how the weapons are going to drop for the slots though? Like if it is it
like
going to
kinetic and special?
Yeah.
Are like am I going to get is there a specific shotgun that can only drop as a kinetic shotgun, or is there a shotgun that could roll as kinetic or special or heavy, or do we know any of this?
I'm not 100%.
No.
sure.
I can't.
Okay.
You know, I think that prior at that point, they were like starting over.
So they talk a little bit about it in the TWAB today, but it's not super. It still doesn't super clarify what that system's going to be. They say the top two slots are going to be quick slots. They have more freedom than ever, allowing you to carry a unique set of primary and special weapons. So they bring back the name special, you know. When paired with the appropriate exotic, crazy loadouts like a 3-shotty build I mentioned in the vidoc are possible and freaking awesome. Uptime for your weapons is balanced by how often you can get your hands on the right ammo. Tuned to be very similar to Destiny 1, uptime works as follows. Mostly at least, primary is white, then special is green, and then finally heavy is purple. Primary ammo is useless while running the 3-shotty loadout, which takes a combination of special and heavy ammo, and finding yourself completely dry means it's time to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
So they still don't. They talk a little bit about how it's going to work, but they still don't talk about like how the weapons are going to drop or anything like that.
Sure.
So they're not going into details yet because there was actually a tweet from Noosk, and I think we might have all guessed this, but he clarified that time to kill and the ammo, the way that the ammo economy works, is being tuned every single day at the moment. Like it's changing every day because they're trying to hit that sweet spot of what is a good time to kill to where you can actually compete with a dude running at you with a shotgun and kill him with your hand cannon or pulse rifle, and what is a good amount of having your ammo up with those shotguns to where it's not just a shotgun fest. So they're actively tuning that every single day, different playtests with different things. So I'm sure when they get set on a spot that they think is good, then they'll go into more detail about it.
Nice.
We didn't get to play the new weapon system at Bungie.
Right.
So
it was still just concept, it sounds like.
Yeah. We played the D2
So
system
Gambit at
with the
E3.
new
Well, we
maps
played
and
it
stuff
we played it in Gambit with the new weapons.
Yeah, you got to play it, right? Yeah, because you just recently captured footage.
No, at the summit we got to play with the new weapon slots.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we did. We didn't get to play PvP with the new weapon
okay.
like
Thank
we
you.
got to play Gambit with the new
Yes,
weapon
I'm sorry.
slots.
You're right. Okay,
Got it.
I was thinking about it, and I'm like, because the big question was how does it work in PvP, but we didn't.
We didn't exactly, and let me tell you, it's real depressing going from playing Gambit with that weapon system and then them putting us in 4v4 PvP. I was like, this is terrible. I don't want to be here with old weapon slots. Ugh.
By the way, I think it's been confirmed, I believe, that year one weapons will not be getting random rolls, but they'll also be coming forward. So you will be able to infuse everything that's year one. So if you got the escalation protocol shotgun, you'll be able to bring that forward into Forsaken. It will not have random rolls. Everything in Forsaken beyond will be tuned with the random roll system, which obviously it could be specific weapons have a greater loot pool, and then just like raid weapons might have guaranteed rolls or something of that nature. We'll just have to find out.
Who cares about year one weapons? I just want to use a bow.
Give me a bow.
I've been saying it from the beginning, guys. I think Destiny 2 vanilla loot is a great starter kit for people to get in the game and feel like they can be powerful. Like feel like they can go into raids with people and be useful as a guardian. Beyond that, though, for people who spend a bunch of time, we need random rolls. We need that chase. We need that horizontal progression.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun to see what people if people stay with anything from year one. You know,
The Midnight Coup. I'm
I
definitely.
mean,
my Midnight Coup is coming
the
forward. Come on.
escalation protocol, the escalation protocol weapons, I think, are going to still be real
Good, yeah.
good.
I still need to get my shotgun. Haven't got it yet.
I don't have it.
I haven't either. I haven't played Destiny in almost a week, so I gotta jump on and start grinding.
Casual.
For sure. I've been grinding that yard work all week.
What else did they say in the TWAB?
Nothing important. Nothing important.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Nothing important.
Iron Banner's back on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Iron Banner's coming out. Yep.
Yeah.
I love playing 6v6. Besides that, absolutely nothing.
Yep.
The emo kids won the.
Whoa!
faction rally.
Absolutely
No surprise
nothing.
there.
Absolutely nothing.
Dead Orbit.
Did you really pledge to Orbit, Pope?
Dead Orbit.
Broman, who did you pledge to?
I was a future war cult.
Of course you were, because you're a sane
Of
human
course you were.
being. You
Yep.
care about the solar
Yeah, 'cause
system. You
you're
care about the future of
You're
humanity.
a good person. Yeah.
Wanted
It's an
the
obvious
Sunshot
choice.
Catalyst, though. Is honestly my answer.
What'd you
I
think of
used
that
to call
grind
them
for
Future Boar Cult
Whoa.
and Dead Snorbit because I was New Monarchy all the way. But sometimes you have to go with Future Boar Cult to get what you want.
Whoa.
And I
Take
will
that
be
back.
part of Dead Snorbit next time around. Because my
What did you
loyalty
think
is
about the
salute.
grind up to 50 to actually get the?
Felt good.
Yeah.
Felt like something you had to push for. I liked
You
it.
did, yeah.
Loved that. I love
I
the
got up to
investment mechanics.
20, I think. 25, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at
So
all.
definitely on the next time, I'll get it.
Definitely on the
Yeah,
next time you're going
the-
Dead Orbit.
I started using
Well,
like
I
a
have to
Titan
do
grind.
Future War Cult again because I got up to rank 25, so I didn't get the catalyst. So next faction war or rally, I'll be able to hopefully get another 25 rank.
You know what the actual grind is getting the helmets for all your characters. Because you got to rank up to 50 on each of your characters to get
That's
the helmet
right.
ornament.
Wow.
That's the real grind.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Progress is not shared toward the
It
ornaments.
is not shared.
So you have
rank
to,
is.
I can't remember.
The rank shared.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it is.
The rank is shared. Yes, the rank is shared, but it's not shared toward your
ornament.
ornament. So you have to actually reach. You have to rank up 50 times on each character.
That's not what I did. I got the ornaments.
You got them all three
Yes,
characters.
that's incorrect. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shared rank. Yeah, you just
Okay,
have to.
But
You have
some
to.
of the ornaments are not shared, though.
So you have to do specific things on each character. Yes, but the rank
Right.
is not individual to the character. It's shared across the account.
Right.
Yeah. Renown
Right,
isn't
the rank,
shared.
Right. So each one, when I was looking at the ornaments for, on Future War Cult for each one of my characters, each one of them had a specific task that was related to that character to
Yeah.
do for that ornament, even if I had unlocked it.
Briar, you might have been thinking about Renown.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, Renown's a lot easier to get, obviously, than 50, the 1,000 tokens per character. I definitely did not get 3,000 tokens.
You did not get to rank 150.
What do you guys think of the
unlock?
Sunshot Catalyst?
Yeah, did anybody unlock it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It makes it
You know what's
fantastic.
great? When you explode things and it creates orbs and it's just pew 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 orb.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man,
beautiful.
the Sunshot explosion chain is one of the most satisfying things.
In
like-
the game.
Boom,
So
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, everything's dead. That was one bullet. Like,
Yeah,
oh, it
it's
feels
so
so good.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it feels great.
What's the damage like? So you kill, say for example, you kill like 2-3 ads that are around a yellow bar, which is a common thing we see in PvE.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of damage does it do on a yellow bar?
Half health. If you like got 2 detonations,
Yeah.
like it's a significant amount of
That's
damage.
a lot.
It is a lot.
It's
yeah.
a meat explosion, that's for sure. Yeah.
Now, is the
Yeah.
explosion? I guess this maybe you guys haven't tested this or not, but I like to run match game in Nightfalls when you're doing the Nightfall
Sure.
challenges. Does
It's
the
solar.
explosion? It's solar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So the secondary explosion off of the other thrall
take off
It has,
shields.
yeah, it carries
Okay.
element on it. It is
Yep.
solar.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's good.
Excellent.
It's so satisfying. Seriously,
Mm-hmm.
I think when I was just trying to get the catalyst completed, it was some of the most fun I've had. Just exploding all the little guys. Oh, it was great.
Yeah. That's good
It was
stuff.
great.
Fun, man.
They're fun
Anybody
weapons.
so everybody in here was Future War Cults, and nobody got the the Graviton Lance.
No, I don't even own a pair of combat boots actually, or a duster jacket. I've actually never walked into a Hot Topic.
The shade that you're throwing right now, Briar, that's brutal. All right. Do you own eyeliner, dark eyeliner, or anything?
You know what I
No,
hear?
I just borrow my wife's.
Okay.
I hear that you can spend 50,000 glimmer though and pull an actual piece of trash out of the dumpster for the award. So,
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that
is
shotgun. I hear
brutal.
it does nothing.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well.
By the way, Future
that's
Warcult, do you see what place they came?
They came first in our hearts and our minds and our souls. That's where they are.
By a large margin. Oh my gosh.
I think this just shows there's something wrong with the world. I have no faith in humanity.
It shows,
Percentage
you
of total
know,
faction ranks.
This is why the Red War happened right here.
it goes to show
This is
you,
why the Red War happened.
you give people an easy win, they're going to take it. Yeah. Easy path.
I mean, I think it was a mistake. Like, it's a false choice. Like,
yeah.
you picked what catalyst you wanted to get.
Yeah.
did,
Like,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no story. There's no like.
Now, if
reason why.
every one of them offered one of each,
That would be a true test of
yeah.
true test.
you got to, then you would find out who the real faction.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, people would. Yeah. So we've got the game of
It would just go
control.
back to shaders.
Iron Banner's coming up from Tuesday, June 19th through Tuesday, June 26th. And the
I like
game is
Iron Banner a
Control.
lot now.
Oh my
66.
gosh. When it comes
66.
around, I'm like, I can play PvP now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Like, I really look forward to Iron Banner now. I can't wait till they just switch over the quick play playlist to 6v6.
Got a month.
And that happens not long after Iron Banner ends, actually.
Well, it
Because
happens
it's
after
6v6 is
after GuardianCon.
6v6 quick play is happening in July.
Yeah, after GuardianCon, right? We get to play Gambit at GuardianCon, and then we're gonna be like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't know if I want to play Destiny 2 in its current state. And then boom, from quick play is gonna be 6v6.
Yup.
And we're gonna have bounties and new exotic armor
Yep.
type of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll be a nice it'll be a nice buffer zone to get us closer to September.
yes. Plus that new event, the new summer event, which we do
Yes.
not know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I
When's
just
that
hope
happen?
there's July.
Somewhere in there.
It's not the
17th.
same time as GuardianCon, is it?
No, it's the 17th, the week after GuardianCon.
That's when the patch
Ah,
comes.
it's the week
yeah.
after.
So it'll
Great.
be sometime
Perfect.
around then.
Oh, you don't think it's gonna be right on that date?
I don't know.
Uh,
I would love it for it to be. That would be amazing.
I'm just spitballing. I'm assuming that they're coming to GuardianCon. They're gonna show us Gambit there as well, and I'd imagine they drop some news about that for next week. That's what I'm assuming.
I can tell you that whatever they're doing at GuardianCon, if they do anything outside of just showing off Gambit, we don't know shit about it.
Sure.
So, like, if they do something on stage and you're like, also, by the way, here's this, whoa! Like, we'll be behind the stage, like, did you know? Did you know? What the fuck is that? You know? Just wanted to make sure that was said.
Oh, of
Because
course, of
important.
course. I'm just saying it makes sense from a logistical point of view. If they're going to do July 17th directly after GuardianCon, and they're going to be there showing Gambit, they're probably going to want to keep passing the excitement on, you know? Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
they definitely want to
Yeah.
keep the hype train rolling all summer long.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the summer tour, the summer hype tour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That's what it
something.
is.
I love
There's
it.
something that I in the TWAB that I want to mention before we move on to Twitter questions. I feel like Briar is about ready to start talking about PC computers and where you can go to buy yours if you want
Hell
it.
yeah.
But Bungie does this. The Bungie
Fuck are
Foundation.
you
I
even
think
talking
is,
about?
I don't even know what you're talking about either. So the Bungie Foundation is a great organization that raises money for different charities, and one of the ones that they're working on right now is they have a new shirt up on the Bungie store. It's a Pride shirt, and it's 100% of the profits will go to support the Trevor Project, It's a leading national nonprofit organization that provides crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to the LGBTQIA young people under 25. You know, I think it's so important in this community. I don't want to, you know, bring up things that I haven't, you know, community members that I have that I'm not. I don't want to talk about that right now, but I do want to say that we, everybody in this community has lost somebody through somebody taking their own life, and it's extremely important that we are out there and we're talking to people and we let them know that they can connect to each other and just talk through whatever medium they're in on the internet. And make sure you know that if anybody is reaching out there to support, to send them, let them talk to somebody and get them help. And the Trevor Project is one of those that does that. So we're going to put the link to the shirt in our description and in the of this podcast and in the YouTube.
What do you mean we?
You are, Briar. Thank you.
That guy.
Briar is going to put the link. And
We'll
make
see.
sure to pick up one of those
If I
shirts.
forget, remind me tomorrow morning. I'm sure you guys will.
Pope is the we, us, and let's guy.
Yeah.
I am the we,
royal
us,
we.
and let's guy. It's so nice to be able to say that now and not actually have to do it. But make sure to take a look at it. It's a great project and a great cause. And the shirts are good looking shirts too. So
Yeah, they're good looking shirts.
Who doesn't like rainbows? I mean, let's be serious.
I love rainbows.
Love rainbows.
I want to
Dead
wear
Orbit.
rainbows.
Dead Orbit
You're
doesn't
right.
like rainbows.
Dead Orbit hates rainbows.
Dead Orbit does not like
You know
rainbows.
who
I don't
looks most
understand.
like a rainbow?
Future War Cult.
That's right.
Let's do some Twitter questions. Before we do Twitter questions, I'd like to thank our sponsor, On Air PC. On Air PC is all about helping you get started in streaming, podcasting, or gaming. Let us help you build your dreams today. So if you're looking to build a new streaming computer, a new gaming computer, you want to start a podcast and you want a computer to do that, you can go ahead and give them a call at 330-850-1525, and they can get you started building a new PC to suit your needs. Also, they announced, I see about an hour ago on their Twitter page, that they'll be donating $50 of every PC sold to St. Jude from today until the end of GuardianCon, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I talked to them about their role, and they want to be a major partner in our raising money for GuardianCon
That's
for St.
kick-ass.
Jude's. They're the ones building the computer for our booth, and that we'll be raffling off. They wanted to do even more, and they offered to include their profits in the sales of computers towards that.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
they're a great group of guys.
Thank you, On Air PC. If you'd like to talk to them about building a new PC, give them a call, 330-850-1525.
Yeah.
Or talk to them on Twitter, On Air PC1.
Did you just sneeze and say do it?
No, I said do it. I just yelled do it.
Oh.
Because I want people to do it. They're donating money. Do
I
it.
thought you sneezed.
There's not a better time to buy a computer. The money's going to charity. Come on.
It's a good time.
I'm not even paid. I'm just saying it.
And whatever you do not watch the movie of the week. There's a tribute to Cade, and it may or may not let you.
Especially
make you cry.
not on stream when you didn't know it was going to be that sad. And
Want to shed a tear?
don't. A little bit.
It's very sad.
Is that like Sarah McLachlan playing in the background?
Oh, God.
In the
It's actually a Pokemon song, but it's still very sad.
It seems less sad now.
Oh, it's still pretty sad. Although the original song for that scene is super sad.
Oh, that whole video is just like
It hits you
crushes
right
me.
in the feels.
Especially how they made him
gonna-
look like a bruised robot. I was like,
man.
That's what upset me the most. Is because I was like, no, Kate's going through this alone. How's Kate feeling? Oh no, he's
How's he
out there in the
feeling?
dark with the cauldron.
Yeah.
It's so
Wait,
bad.
I just really wanted to know what was going through his mind, and then I found out.
oh,
See,
are you the new ghost?
He was trying to.
Oh, it was a bullet because he's dead.
That's messed up. You know, the truth is that he was really just trying to shade step a second time, and his step was on cooldown. That's what happened.
Yeah, Shade Step was on cooldown, man.
Oh, boy.
Someone in my chat said you just need to throw the worm husk helmet on him and roll him around on the ground a couple of times, and he'd be fine. And I lost my shit.
Good.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
First Twitter question. Howard Love says, if I don't buy Forsaken, does that mean Cade 6 will still be there?
Probably.
Ooh.
Yes.
You have a
gonna say
decision
yes.
to make. You could kill Cade 6 by purchasing the Forsaken DLC.
Oh my god.
Or you can keep him alive and keep a little money in your pocket. I mean, choice is up to you.
That's compelling. I don't think that's their marketing strategy, but it's compelling.
I don't know, man. What?
I mean, Cobalt says, was the decision to kill Cade 6 brought up at the summit? If so, how could you let this happen, you monsters?
Oh, are we blaming Summit goers on this?
We're to blame for this. I pretty much said, I think Watts herself said that this game can only get better unless, this game cannot get better unless Cade 6 dies. I think I heard her say that at the
Say it
summit.
isn't so, Watts.
I told.
She said it like
It isn't
3
so.
times.
It isn't so. This is typical Titan behavior, trying to blame the hunter.
Do you think Pope is the one? Do you think Pope slipped a note and was like, "Whoa, you
That
killing?"
sounds like something Pope Bear would do.
Sounds like a dead orbit loving Jalal praising Titan would do at the summit.
This adds up. This adds up. Send your hate mail to @PopeBear.
Oh, they already do that, Briar. It's good. It's good.
Hugo Rune 79 says, Broman, sound advice is something you dispense wisely on your channel, but what is the worst advice you've... All right, he says either given or received, but I'm not going to lie to you. I want to know the worst advice you've ever given to somebody. Because that just sounds like an interesting
Yeah,
question.
that just
Did someone ever come back and say, Broman, you ruined my life?
I mean, maybe all the people that I shouldn't have told to go fuck themselves, that I told to go fuck themselves. Maybe that's bad advice.
One guy is like huge fan of that advice. He's been like,
Yeah,
he's
so
talking his life ever since.
the worst advice, I'm trying to think of the worst advice I've ever heard given about, is just ever,
Yeah.
or about
Ever.
streaming.
I mean,
I go ever.
if it's funny,
there.
it doesn't have to be about streaming.
I mean, like, I know that I didn't hear the advice myself, but I know that it was recommended to someone that if they grew their pubic hair out, it was an effective contraceptive. That sounds like horrible advice. Having pubic hair does not keep you from getting pregnant, gentlemen, ladies.
Wait a second.
Yeah, all the parts still
That
work down
explains
there.
so much.
Hold on, I got to write this down.
That was some bad advice that I heard. Worst advice I ever heard about streaming was, yeah, of course you need to spam people and chat with your link. How else will they find you? Like, you know,
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's up there.
up there with follow for follow is the best way to grow your channel.
Or giveaways. Just tons of giveaways every day. Just do it.
Always giveaways
Always.
with no value behind. But to go on record, I think giveaways are awesome if your content's great. Like, I've been getting more active in doing giveaways because, like, I want people to check out my Instagram. Why do I want them on my Instagram? Because I answer every fucking DM that I get on Instagram. So it's just literally me saying, like, if you click this button, you get instant access to my phone. Also, you could win a computer. Like, it's a great deal, you know. But if I was just like, yeah, I post on Instagram once a day, or I post on Instagram once a year, I just want the number to be super mega big, you know?
Super mega big.
But yeah, because then I get all the spansors, dude. I get all the spansors, and I'll tweet about it, and then they'll be like, wow, here's money.
A lot of those, I found that giveaways, if you don't use the right system, a lot of those giveaways just attract like a ton
Bot
of bots.
accounts? Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And all you do is get numbers filled up with empty accounts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like you'll tweet about something, and you know, if you don't grow your social
It honestly
media
makes me mad.
organically,
Alexa, make my lights red. Yeah.
Look how mad he is. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Makes
I
you
wanted to
mad.
do that.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks
Dalmatian
for putting up
Nation.
with me.
Oh, you're great, man.
Everybody looks a little worried.
No.
No, you're good.
Well, the red is a little frightening, Broman. It's a little
love
scary.
it.
Wait till the end of the Twitter questions.
matches our-
Wait a minute.
All right, they get a lot better.
It matches our page.
Blend it in.
There you go.
Dalmatian Nation says, do you guys think Shiro 4 can replace Cade?
No.
No, nobody's gonna replace
mean,
Cade.
no.
Nathan Fillion is one of my favorite actors, like acting right now. He's a joy. You know, he's just so fun and he's so funny, and like his way of delivering lines is so unique that like nobody can replace Cade.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. It's really sad to see him go, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna
is
go
very
ahead
sad.
and say yes. Shiro's the best replacement for Cade. He's gonna be do a better job at it. He's younger. He's got more. He's got the excitement for the work, and he's gonna come in and make it his own. And we're gonna see a better game from it.
Okay, calm down there, Dead Orbit.
Name one line that Shiro said in Destiny 1.
No idea. I don't even remember what his voice sounds like.
You want this reward from way to be an Iron Lord. Hey, it's me, Shiro 4.
Forget about it.
It was that. That's what he said.
Yeah, what Broman said.
He said that.
Most interesting Korean said, would you trade your beard for Cade's life? So I think
No.
Woo!
Whoa.
He said,
Wait, can I grow it back, or is it gone forever?
I'm going to go with you. Oh, it actually says, and they could never grow back. Hashtag no loopholes. Hashtag Tefty Teft.
Oh, they got you. Oh,
Hefty?
Bring back Cade. No beard ever. I'm gonna go with no, because it's making a strong narrative and it's unified the Destiny
selfish
community.
bastard.
I'm gonna be selfish about this. I say
You
no.
selfish
You get to live with Cade being dead. I'm not giving him my beard for it. I'm sorry.
Let me ask another question, then a follow-up. Would you give up your beard to be able to eat gluten for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Damn. That means I could have beer on tap anywhere.
You can have whatever you want, any gluten you want.
I could have all.
Just give up the beard, bro.
All the pizzas.
Become
yeah, you can have that Elmer's gluten, dude.
Elmer's gluten.
Comes in that cool bottle, dude.
You can have
drink it
all
down.
gluten.
Damn, I mean, that would make life way easier.
All right. So now we just know the level of treachery you have. You're selfish bastard.
I
Cade's
mean,
life.
I'm going full
Cade's
selfish on
life.
this one.
Keep
right.
the beard.
Tefty killed Cade, everybody.
Yep.
Take him.
Yep.
Tefty killed Cade 100%.
100%.
Darth Rodana says, what can you say to someone who doesn't like random rolls as a grind goal and one who rather have built/leveled up a weapon and found perks and mods out in the world to add the weapon to make it theirs?
I think they're kind of doing both
Yeah.
because they have like that leveling up your weapon thing. Of course, we don't know the details of what exactly that is going to be, but they did say that you can level up your weapon and kind of turn it into your own thing.
Yeah. We don't know how mods are going to affect, the new weapon rolls. We don't know. Like, are mods and perks going to be separate things? Or are they going to be the same thing? Like, what the fuck is that going to be?
Yeah.
We don't know. I'm a little bit worried about it, too. I mean, weapon rolls, they definitely add more grind and, like, some really exciting moments to Destiny, but it can also be ultra frustrating when you don't get, like, a gun that for a year, Like, it just doesn't
But
drop for you for a year.
Does the negative of not getting your roll outweigh the positive of finally getting it?
Yeah, and also like
Only if you never get it.
but also like let's think about the negative of getting the exact same thing every single time.
No, I'm not arguing.
Like that's bad. Like
No, I agree.
that's my opinion. You keep giving me pizza every single day. Like eventually I'm gonna be like, please give me not pizza.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love pizza.
Yeah,
I was gonna say a salad, but that's a lie. I don't eat salad.
that would be actually
So-
low.
Yeah, I don't lie.
Yeah, honestly, like the way the game is already set up as it is right now, people are already covered to be able to be successful. in raids and in strikes and nightfalls and all that stuff. So having random rolls come back, like, I think it far outweighs the negatives because it's gonna keep that chase going for different stuff. And I really hope that the mod system is like an actual mod system as well. I don't think we need as advanced as Warframe, even though I would personally love that because I love that confusing stuff and having like insane builds on weapons. But something in between from the mod system that is like essentially a fake mod system right now to where Warframe is, somewhere in between there, so we can actually customize and have some unique elements in our weapons. That would be ideal. That way, you know, you can go and you can get weapons and be successful, but you can still have a grind to chase after. It's like the Catalyst. Like not everybody needs their Merciless fully catalyzed to be able to be successful at the game. It's a nice end game chase.
Patty RJB says, so I stopped playing Destiny 2 about 2 months after launch. Is it a good time to hop back in?
I think it is, personally.
I think Warmind was great.
Mm-hmm.
Right about now, if you started playing Warmind stopped playing 2 months ago, right about now
2 months after launch, he's supposed to stop playing.
Maybe now is a good time to start, and by the time they get caught up, they're ready for the new stuff.
My answer to that question might depend upon, like, are you talking financially a good time to hop back in? Because you might find that there's better deals later.
Yeah.
If, you know, it kind of like I need more information to actually answer that question. Warmind is good, but not because of the story, because of all the cool stuff you do after the story. So it also depends on what you like about Destiny and what you hope for out of Destiny. So I'd want more information to actually answer that question.
Yeah, and I think some people, if we remember what Taken King was like, it was definitely beneficial to have the stuff like ready to be able to jump into or actually no, more like Rise of Iron, sorry. It was more beneficial to have the stuff ready so then you had certain tools. Like if you don't have any of the escalation protocol weapons, there might come a point where you're like, oh, I kind of wish I had that shotgun before jumping into whatever before going to the Dreaming City and experiencing end game content. So if you're one of those people that are worried about being ready to be able to do the stuff in Forsaken, then I'd say, yeah, wait for a deal so you can pick up everything for cheap and then jump into it and give yourself like a month or 2 months to level up characters.
Yeah, I would fully expect at this point that there is going to be like a year 2 collector's edition of some sort that will have kind of like everything.
Yep.
And my guess is it'll be priced pretty reasonably.
Yep.
Tyler says, a lot of games shown at E3 announced free DLCs and no loot boxes. Division 2, Battlefield 5, I think Anthem said that as well. Feels like Bungie is screwing its player base with Eververse and the year 2 annual pass. Thoughts?
Ooh.
My thoughts is free pass, but also premium pass. No loot boxes, but you can purchase a loot box from the store, but it's not called a loot box.
It costs money to make video games, and unless these companies have positioned themselves to do truly free with little to no MTX in their game, all they did was set themselves up for a PR nightmare.
True.
Yeah.
I think that
very
Bungie saying buy an annual pass, 3 drops through the year, here's exactly what you're buying, you can wait to buy it until you like it, is smart. It's like less than a cup of coffee every single month for a full year. And I would rather that model than some MTX loaded, bloated piece of crap. Personally, I like paying and knowing what I'm going to get. And I can guarantee you, like Division 2 or anyone who offered free DLC, they are going to heavily monetize either they won't monetize power because people don't like that. No one wants to be Battlefield 2.
Nope.
No one wants to pay $60 to be Darth Vader. Okay.
I think they're going to stay away from loot boxes, but they're going to still have like custom items.
I promise you the reason they're staying away from loot boxes is not because the customer doesn't like loot boxes. It's because the US government is like a year away from enacting sweeping laws that call loot boxes gambling, and they are taking preemptive measures to prevent their revenue streams from being affected by that. Because the one thing none of these companies want is to be involved in a lawsuit with the United States government where they are being accused of gambling, selling gambling to children.
It's already banned in Belgium. The European Union is also looking very heavily into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we don't have loot boxes, but we have direct purchase microtransactions.
Yeah,
See, people just hear no loot boxes and they're like,
listen,
see, it's all free.
Direct purchase. Listen, this is my bottom line with this cost conversation. You can buy the Forsaken DLC and the year pass, or you could buy 3.5 Fortnite skins. Which has more content? What's more content? What is more content? I feel like it's not even a discussion.
But Ben, it's free to play. It's a free to play game, Ben. Come on, man.
You want to do the fucking shoot dance and then fucking backpack kid? Fucking whoopty shit, dude. You just paid $20 for a digital character's clothes, and you're getting angry that you could pay
Destiny's doing the same thing. $10 for the Iron Banner emote.
They shouldn't do that.
True.
They shouldn't do that. I'm not saying this isn't a critique of the company. This is a critique of the consumer. I am coming at you. If you spent $20 on a Fortnite skin, you could spend $10 more and get a year's worth of content. One of those two deals feels to me like you ripped yourself off.
I haven't gotten the feeling that the Destiny community is upset about the season pass or the annual pass. It's the combination of annual pass and loot boxes. Just seems overdone.
We don't know how that's going to play out, though, Brian. We're assuming that that's I don't think they've announced that that's what's happening. We don't know how that system's going to play out.
True enough, but in a world where the Division 2, Anthem, and Battlefield 5 make it like it makes it to their Sony press conference, their Xbox press conference that they are not going to have these things. Like it seems like a pretty important detail to
But they're
talk
not
about.
being completely honest about not having those things, though.
Wait until the games launch.
Yeah.
There's no way they can afford that.
The term loot box is a very specific thing, right?
Right. It does not mean no MTX.
It does not mean microtransactions.
Right.
Yeah.
It does not mean they're not having that at all. Also, Division has a premium pass that you purchase. So they're saying that there's no cost
I don't
for
think they
DLC.
are going to have it in Division 2. I think they're saying that the DLC will be completely free.
But they said that there's a premium pass to get more content from the DLC.
Do they?
In Division 2?
That's what I've heard in the articles for D2.
Okay.
Division 2, yeah.
The other D2.
The other D2.
The other D2.
The other D2.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's to me, it's like I fall very much on the side of Broman here. It's I don't think that them doing a subscription model, which is what I would prefer for a game like Destiny. I'd prefer them to be able to make a certain amount of. They know their cost. They know how much they cost to make a game. They charge people per month. I don't think that would be successful with the consumer base that they have, but I do think that's the best model for this type of game. I think that microtransactions was a huge mistake, and they shouldn't have done that. And I think that this is that middle ground where they took a look at how much it costs to make Destiny, and they're making it so they can provide content at a rate that we can consume it or that we want. And this is what it's going to cost to make the game.
I think a lot of the blowback that's coming from is people. I think a lot of the people that are saying that stuff, though, are the ones that are saying that they feel that D2 on arrival was incomplete and not the game that they thought they were buying. And they have a certain vendetta of wanting to be justified and have they want a rectification of that loss. They feel like they've lost something personal, and they want Forsaken to be an apology for free because of that.
I see.
Which is ridiculous, by the way. How are families supposed to eat and pay their bills making such a huge content drop for free?
And also, they're changing the base game in Destiny 2 to fix a bunch of that stuff.
That's the thing. The seasonal stuff is free. That happens no matter what you own. Also, weapon slots are free. Everyone's getting that. You get all new Crucible maps. You have those things. Like, you don't have to pay for the improvements to the base game, but you do have to pay for more content coming into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Vanilla Destiny 2 is going to be a lot better post-September.
Yes.
So
It's gonna be totally,
Yeah, exactly. So
Definitely.
a lot of those people wanting it for free, I feel like they're not factoring in the fact that they're getting a whole bunch of life improvements, and they're getting free PvP maps, and they're getting things that just weren't there. They are making the vanilla game better.
They are.
Juan Camilo says, in a scale from Curse of Osiris to the Taken King, how excited are you guys for the World Cup? Love the show. Keep up the good work.
Oh man.
So on a scale
I don't
of
follow
Curse of Osiris to the Taken King.
I'm a Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, I'm pretty Curse of Osiris
I'm
about
pretty
the
Curse
whole
of
World Cup
Osiris.
thing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Where's it getting played this year? Is it?
How big is the cup?
Does it give me an excuse to
How
start
many
drinking at
meters?
like 7 a.m.?
No one knows the answer to this question.
What do they put? What do they put into the cup? Everybody's ideas.
Beer. Champagne.
All I know is that Russia and Saudi
It's
Arabia
actually
played today,
Cuphead.
and they
I love Cuphead.
handed them their rear ends. That's all I know.
Air Code Beaver-
I don't follow.
Air Code
the-
Beaver says, do you think Bungie will backpedal on the whole buy year one DLC to play Forsaken, or will they come up with a $90 edition that includes all content? Personally, I would like to see the $70 edition include everything. Any other ideas? I think they will adjust. They will
Don't make a bundle.
release a bundle that has everything in it.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
kind of hoping they do a collector's edition that has like some physical packing goodies.
Like a
too.
dead Cade?
I always like buying those. A dead Cade?
Oh
How
my
about a
God.
body pillow? Like a full
Body pillow of
pillow.
Cade?
It's just Cade like, ah.
If they have Cade as a body pillow, I swear I'm buying it.
Oh yeah, I'm buying it.
But he has to have like half his face blown off.
Yeah,
so I
like
can
it
buy
just-
I want
Yeah.
a dead Cade. Yeah.
yeah. So I could just roll him around my house trying to wake him up.
Wake up. Use my ghost.
Bobfish64 says, if you had to choose between a whole year of another Thorn meta or a whole year of eating nothing but IHOB burgers,
Oof.
which would you choose?
Thorn meta.
What the heck is IHOB?
International House
a new
of
name for
Burgers.
IHOB?
Their thing.
Yeah,
It's IHOP.
They're making burgers now.
International House of
But
Burgers.
Yeah.
burgers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anybody
Yeah,
been
it's-
there? Has anybody tried one of
I
these?
haven't been to IHOP
Whoa.
in ages.
I don't even like
I've
IHOP,
never
so
been to
I don't
IHOP.
know if I'm gonna like
It's a
IHOP.
meme. I can't meme that hard, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not gonna go to a
did
meme restaurant. I'm sorry.
Did you hear? Did you hear Wendy's response to the IHOB thing?
Wendy's
they freaking
great.
roasted them on
Oh.
Twitter.
Wendy's are great.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so they
Amazing.
replied. Somebody says, "Hey, are you scared? Are you afraid that? What do you think of IHOP's new thing where they're making burgers instead of pancakes?" And Wendy's response was, "I'm not going to be worried about a company that started making burgers because it was too hard to make pancakes."
That's pretty good.
It was great. It was funny. Their Twitter account is hilarious. I don't know
It's
if you
great. It's so
Whoever
good.
does their social media is like
Yeah,
a genius.
they're on point.
Oh no, like that person better be making like millions because they're killing it.
They
Absolutely.
are killing it. It's amazing.
Curtis Cookman says, your thoughts on shelling out more money? We already did this. Matt Grundy says, what game are you most excited for after E3, excluding Destiny? So you guys
Sekiro.
Sekiro.
Yes.
talk to me about it.
Looks
What is
really
it?
good.
It's a game from Software, who are the people that make all the good games, like Dark Souls type
Yep.
stuff,
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne?
Bloodborne. It's basically Ninja Dark Souls.
Is this going to be a PlayStation exclusive? Or is this going to be...
I don't know.
Hopefully not.
I don't know. They were like, maybe.
Please no.
Yeah, I don't know, but it kind of seems like, okay. Well, I was joking about this, that they saw Neo, right, which was like, oh, Samurai Dark Souls, and they were like, could do that better. Ninja Dark Souls.
Hold my sake.
Oh my sake.
It looks really good. There's a bunch of games that are kind of like
Yeah.
that, like Ghost of Tsushima looks beautiful.
That game does look beautiful.
Yes. That
Death
game...
Stranding just keeps like, I don't know what's going on, but every time I see more of it,
the
I'm like,
backpack
yes.
simulator?
It's
Oh, it's
Fuck,
so
man.
good.
Future
I
So
was
many
just like,
backpacks.
I was like, because he's got like little baby and his little like fanny
So
pack or
creepy.
whatever that's going on there. And he holds it in your fanny pack. And he's like, don't worry, baby. I will
baby.
make these pizza deliveries. Don't you worry. We're going to make these pizza
He's got a
deliveries.
body on the back of his back at one point, wrapped in like cloth. I mean,
Yeah, there's so many games. And then Cyberpunk looks absolutely
Dude,
amazing.
Cyberpunk is my game. I cannot wait for that.
that game looks
Oh
amazing.
my god! In their trailer that they showed like to the public, like at the press conference, there was like code in it, and it was like a letter to their fans talking about this trailer doesn't represent everything that's going to be in the game. We just want to let your like fears like lay at rest. Like there's going to be like those deep systems that you expect from CD Projekt Red, but we had to make a trailer for E3, right? So don't worry. Our core fans are still like we're really important to us. This was like in like this red text that just kind of flashed on the screen, like for a half a second.
That's awesome.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
That is amazing, man. That's why they're
looks
so
so
good. That
good.
company's amazing because they understand that. They understand that gamers are going to react a certain way. That they
Yeah. To hear that's going to be a first-person game in that
Yes.
Cyberpunk world too was really exciting to me. Like everything in that trailer looked amazing.
the quality
To hear them
of-
talk about it.
Oh my god, the quality of that trailer, and it's Tefty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're going to be,
playing Cyberpunk.
introducing this into your Church of Unlimited Frames?
Why wouldn't I?
I'm just saying. I mean,
I did hear
it
they're going
looks-
to make a Netflix series out of it. So I
Oh,
don't know.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
No, I'm
That's
just kidding. I
exciting.
just made that up.
No, it looks beautiful.
You just
I
made me
mean,
sad.
That game looks awesome.
Hey, you.
I'm absolutely going to stream it. Will I finish it?
Cyberpunk. I
have no
can't wait
idea.
for Cyberpunk.
There's so
Yes.
It looks
many
like
games.
absolutely my shit. Out of everything, I would say it's Blade Runner. You get a B Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
yeah.
I realize the plot will be different, but like, come on, like, come on.
Yeah,
Blade
Yeah.
One game that I got super excited about that I didn't think was going to happen for a while was Doom Eternal. Because Doom
Oh, dude was
is
great.
amazing. That game, that reboot that they did was just everything I wanted in a reboot for Doom. And now they're doing it again with, it's going to be Doom Hell on Earth, essentially. They're twice the demons. Just that whole Bethesda conference when Todd came out and was like, home run, home run, home run. I was like, stop it, Todd, stop it. He's like, no, home run, home run.
I can only get so right.
It's like, you demon, Todd, what have you done to me? It was amazing.
What did you guys think of Fallout 76? Is that something you
I'm
guys want to
excited
check
about
out?
it. Oh yeah,
I
I'm
kind of
very
want to check it
excited.
out too.
Oh,
What
it's
are you
cool.
excited about, Ben? Like, what drew you in on that?
It's gonna be really fun to fuck with your buds.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be
People
fun. It's a
tweeted-
fun game to play with friends and screw them
Yeah.
over. That's like me and everyone I stream with. That's like our thing. We all
People
play nice,
tweeted at
and then like
DCP and
eventually
was like-
someone cracks, and then it's all out war. And in this war, you get nukes. So
Yeah, nuking people.
Yay.
Nuke the fort.
So tell
you
me, so
nuke
tell me about
people,
it. Like,
you nuke people and
I
you
didn't
get
get to
special
s-
items from the nukes.
Yeah.
oh,
I
you
didn't
know
get to-
Briar's
I
gonna
didn't get
nuke
to
us all
see anything
immediately.
about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I
gonna
didn't
Well,
get
it
to see
looks
anything
like-
about it. Describe
Like
it.
it
Describe
looks like, I mean, like it looks like, it's open, it's giant open wasteland. From other things that have been released, like it's always going to be online. Every other human character that you encounter will be another player. There's still going to be NPCs in the game that are like robots, but any human character is a human, an actual person. So you can go and you can do all your solo questing and stuff like that. And then you can take all your solo progress into a group game. You'll never lose progress while you're playing with friends. So they've kind of insulated that experience so that, if somebody really fucks you up, you don't lose all of your stuff. At least that's how it was described. And it just looks like a lot of fun. Like you're going to be running through, giant bunkers full of zombies with 3 of your buddies, and you're going to be, collecting nuclear launch codes and all that stuff. And then one of you is going to crack and blow everyone up.
Love it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great time.
Like it's gonna be like a combination of like those like open world survival games, but with like a Fallout 4 theme and flavor, and like first party polish. How much polish does any Fallout game really have? Actually,
How about that engine, though, right?
yeah, it looks great. How about speaking of engines? Did you guys see that trailer for Halo?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Getting
did.
built on a new
Yeah.
engine.
Super
Holy
exciting.
smokes, that looks
Halo
good.
Infinite.
That's not coming out for Xbox One.
How do,
There's no way.
What is Halo Infinite, like, what's the concept behind that?
Oh, we don't know. All we see is a trailer, but I mean, like, if you watch that trailer, there seems to be massive, big, open environments. Like, they claim it's running on this new engine. It looks absolutely fucking gorgeous.
PC also, right?
It's cool looking. PC and probably the next Xbox, I would imagine, like whatever that is.
Really? You think it's going to be? No, I feel like they're going to put a new Halo on Xbox One X.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a launch game for their new system.
Or
they're gonna. That's their target anyway.
Halo 5 ran surprisingly well.
They basically talked about the new system on their press conference.
They did, but I don't think that's till 2020.
I think 2020 is about when we can expect a game that we got no gameplay footage from.
I'm going to guess next year for that game, honestly. And Halo 5 ran surprisingly well on the original Xbox console and looked good. And it was in 60 FPS.
This game is on a whole different level, though. It looks outstanding.
This year for E3 was absolutely insane. There were so many games that I saw that I was just so excited for. Like Metro Exodus is one that I'm also really looking forward to because Metro Last Light, I cried at that story. My God, that story was amazing, and I love that with this game they're like, no, it's a story game. We're going all in on story, and that's what they're so good at. It looks gorgeous too. That game looks amazing.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Getting more gameplay for Anthem was interesting, and what was weird is like watching the gameplay on the big screen, it was kind of like, this is slow and lumbering. It doesn't look that good. And then everybody who put hands on at E3 came back raving about how much fun, like, the movement of those things are. Those, what are they called?
Javelins.
Exoskins.
Javelins, thank you. Like, people are raving about how fun it is to fly those things around and to play with those javelins. So that's
Looks like
really
you can go
interesting
underwater. Looks like you're going to be able to do a lot with those things.
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
But Ghost of Tsushima was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen on a TV screen.
Oh my God! When that fight scene with the sword
in
and
the
the
sunset and the red leaves. Oh my God, it was gorgeous.
That was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, that's.
I can't. I'm such a sucker for that stuff too. I would just be like, I'll die when I'm just like, oh, look at this. Oh, damn it.
When he's riding the horse through the tall grass field,
it's beautiful.
It just looked awesme.
Yeah,
it just looked amazing. Just purely.
I can't wait to just be amazed the whole way through.
Yep.
Just how gorgeous it is. I love that.
And Last of Us 2 looked great.
Yeah, that looks great. Also, I just want to say on Anthem, what's interesting is what they showed seems very different from the people's reactions. A lot of people walked away going, "Yo, this game is really cool. Like, it's fun, intuitive. There's a lot of interesting things going on with it." That basically that E3 scripted trailer didn't really give us. It looked slow and clunky in the trailer.
Yeah, it looks so
They
clunky.
concentrated on like the biggest mech they have, and I wonder if that was a mistake
Right.
because like it felt very lumbering and plodding, whereas everybody came away saying this is actually really fun.
I think also a big part of it was people were expecting Anthem from the first showing of it to be like this open world, shared world, like more MMO style type thing. Whereas what they showed and explained, it seemed much more similar to a Monster Hunter world where you have the single player story in your own instance, but then you also have the option of hopping into co-op with your friends to go do a mission.
Yeah.
So I think people were a bit confused about that as well because it was, again, people were comparing it to Destiny, of course. People were expecting more Destiny, and it actually seems to be more Monster Hunter world, which I'm not. I love Monster Hunter. But that then kind of scares me a little bit because the reason that Monster Hunter is so good is because their gameplay loop is absolutely fantastic and their progression is insane.
But let's be honest,
So
guys.
if they can't nail that,
Let's be honest. February, rip Destiny 2, guys, right? Rip Destiny.
Dude.
February's
Wrong,
like
dude.
jam-packed.
literally February 22nd. It's literally the same day.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 major games on February 22nd.
Oh, it's insane. It's crazy.
Who's gonna delay first? Who do you think?
Who's gonna delay?
I
Who's
gotta
going
go
to
Anthem.
blink? Who's going to
I gotta
blink
go
first?
Anthem.
Yeah.
You think Anthem?
I mean,
Oof.
they've already had, 3 or 4 delays, so, I mean, it's just, they got an easy button that just says delay on it. It's like, pata! Nailed it. 3 months.
Why not?
Let's see here.
I linked a couple questions in the Skype chat.
All right, ask him, because I can't see it right now.
I'm not good at asking questions. You're you ask the questions. We've done this before and it was a disaster. I'm just not good at it.
All right. Taylor Rosado says, if Bungie had some magical method of bringing back Cade, what would you do? What ways do you think it could be? Also, for Probro, on a scale of melted SpongeBob ice cream bar to Magnum, how would you rate yourself? How would you rate yourself? What the fuck? Just go Magnum, man. Go Magnum.
I mean, like, if we're talking about an ice cream bar.
Yeah.
What the fuck you do about an ice cream bar called the Magnum?
Yeah, there's an ice cream bar. It's called a Magnum ice cream bar.
Yeah, damn right there is.
And
Double dip with the caramel.
Caramel chocolate.
Hell yeah, it's the Magnum.
Yeah, I know about it. But
on the real, there's some in my freezer right now. On the real,
Boom.
I am absolutely a Ninja Turtle with gumball eye drops.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Gumdrop eyeballs like this.
Yeah.
Raphael. No, Donatello, purple.
Because you got the ice cream for now and the gum for later. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's really an excellent snack.
Yeah, I stay with you.
I don't want to entertain a magical way of bringing Cade back.
No, they lose any respect they have for a character death if they bring him back.
True.
Like it no longer has any weight to it. They can never go to that well again.
Yep.
I secretly think they're bringing him back, by the way. The way that I saw Deej and a couple other people answer this question at the beginning of E3.
I know what you're saying.
Stuttered at it, and I think they stuttered at it in a bad way and realized
I know what you're saying. They were like, well, he appears dead. And then they're like, whoa. Is he dead? They're like, yes.
And then when they realized, they're like, no, he's dead. He's dead. So I strongly believe that
Deej is a master of those interviews, though.
Other people
he would
said
not
that,
have messed up.
Other
with that
people
step. Maybe they talked about it. Maybe they were like, first just be like, well, he's,
I don't think
He
that
did
they
take a bullet to the face.
Tyler Waite says, what would Cade want written on his tombstone? Don't step on my map.
I came, I saw, I clucked.
Get that rock off my map.
Yes! I'm going to go with that.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I agree.
Unichronic says, on a scale of emotionless to Full Metal Jacket Warface, how do you rate yourself?
Emotionless to Full Metal Jacket Warface. Oh, man.
Like,
wow.
I have no
in
idea.
general, I don't understand
the
the
question.
I don't know.
Well, like, if you were, how do you, like, I don't know.
Explain.
I guess I'm more of like I'm going to take it like when I'm, angry or when I got a Warface, where do I go to? And I would say that if I rage hard.
Yeah.
And I got a Full Metal Jacket sort of Warface when I rage. It takes a lot for me to lose my temper, and when I do,
Not
it's
that
like
much, really.
Oh, you haven't seen me, Briar. You think I've lost my temper? Oh man.
I don't know. The bitch ass hunters,
BA Hunters?
episode was
54 bullets.
Yeah, I got a long fuse, big explosion type of thing. The Irish in me.
Yeah. I cry a lot, so that's.
I like to hold my emotions inside and then like explode on somebody who totally didn't see it coming and didn't deserve it at all. That's really
Like
how I
your
like
The
to
old lady crossing the road.
Yeah. Just absolutely
so
go
slow?
nuts.
Lady.
Like a cashier at Lowe's, who can't seem to get the keyboard to work. Just absolutely go fucking ham on her. That's how I like to do it. Really soothing. Really helps my day flow.
Oh, sure. Yes. Great.
That's messed up, bro.
Alan says, when greeted by fans at GuardianCon, do you A, fist bump when someone wants to shake hands, B, use an insane amount of hand sanitizer, or C, take your chances with an ungodly amount of fecal matter? Personally, I'd wear surgical gloves and drink the hand sanitizer.
I go for the hug, is what I do.
The hug.
Hugs, yes. I'd go for the hug.
There's a lot of
hugs are
hugging
good.
at GuardianCon.
Yeah, hugs are way better than
Everybody gets
handshakes and.
I'm gonna.
And there's a certain amount of like awkward long hugs too.
Oh, I try to stay away from those.
But there's people who do it and do it like
Some people
so
that just
well.
hug you like.
Do you know it's gonna happen? Like, can you like
No,
identify
you don't.
a long
but
hugger?
there's I try.
You don't know until you're already trapped.
Yeah, you're sucked in, and then you get this like, when the normal hug is over, and you're like, but then they're still wrapped around you.
Why are you so wet?
And they tend to be really sweaty.
You know what? I didn't even think about it at GuardianCon. We did have hand sanitizer though at the booth, so it didn't
I
use
used a lot of hand sanitizer. I just don't want to get sick.
And when there's a lot of touch people, my face.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Just in general, when a lot of people are touching other people, it's good to sanitize yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your whole
It
body.
only takes one pariah, one person to come in.
Typhoid Mary.
One
Yeah, you got that one Typhoid Mary. And we all know it was you, Bob, last year. You fucking Bob. Why don't you just stay home and keep us all safe?
Yeah,
but
Bob,
no,
you jackass.
fucking Bob.
Fuck you, Bob.
Fuck you, Bob.
I don't know who you are, but fuck you.
I work in schools, and so you get teenagers just don't know when to stay home, and they come to school sick all the time. Right around flu season, you start the side hugs, the hip hug. Like you throw in the hip and you kind of go, hey,
Yeah,
and then you do the you kind of when they go in for the high five or the handshake, you kind of go, yeah, and then they.
Is there like a side hug Christian video out a while back?
Is there?
The early YouTube days, that was a meme.
Really?
Oh yeah, the side hug.
Yeah, side hug, right?
Side hug. You can't
Side
touch
hug's where it's
fronts.
at.
Your front's where your genitals are.
Yeah.
Side hug.
It was basically the
You can't get
premise.
anybody pregnant with hips.
Ah.
So
Room
he
for
could dine
Jesus.
says, if the internet had a smell, how would you describe it?
Oh, yikes.
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Actually, it's a yikes for me, dog. That's how it would smell.
Oh man, the internet had a smell.
L.A.
Yeah. Farts. It smells like farts.
Just big, like nasty ones. Like from your, I have a beagle, and when it farts, it can clear a room, and like dog farts is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go with like the beach. Like when you're getting close to the beach, it smells delicious. Like it smells awesome, and you can't wait to get there. But once you've been at the beach for a while, all you can smell is like dead fish and
Seaweed.
Salt.
seaweed and
Lots of salt.
Yeah.
Lots of salt.
So like from a distance, it smells great, but the closer you get, kind of the worse it smells.
I got a new answer. 1 month into the journey, after Jalal finally convinced somebody to give him a ship and his Dead Orbit followers to go, and it was broken, and it's reeking of all the Dead Orbit people who finally are leaving the galaxy, or the solar system.
I mean, they're wearing a lot of leather
So
too. They're going to be a
it
little
smells like
sweaty.
They're gonna be ripe.
Smells like an average group of emo kids.
Oh my god.
You know what?
Oh my god.
There's enough hate.
That's what the internet
There's
smells
enough
like.
hate for Dead Orbit.
Smells like emo in here.
You know what? I'm offended.
Oh man.
Matt asks, what percentage of the blame for Cade's death do you lay directly at the feet of Holtzman?
Oh, solid 98.9%.
Well, I mean, he works at Bungie now, so it's
He's the reason.
100%.
100%, yeah.
Traitor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He wanted to
You
be
guys
the
know-
only gunslinger in the crowd, so he
True.
had to get rid of
Yep.
Cade.
He found somebody that could gunsling better than he could, and he just had
And
to
he had to
take
get
him
rid of him.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
Holtzman.
out. That's the real reason.
How the mighty have fallen.
Seriously. He was one of us, now he's one of them.
All right, that's it. That's it. That's a podcast.
All right.
What time is it for you, sir?
It's 12 minutes to midnight.
Where's
You're still
that echo?
You're still in Skype.
What happened to Skype?
I think you unmuted yourself
You
on Skype.
unmuted yourself in Skype.
Oh, sorry. All right, wait. What did I do?
Still happening.
Yeah, it's you roboting.
I'm going to do it too.
Please,
Yeah,
God,
I'm
no.
gonna do it as well. Let's go.
I don't know what happened. Okay.
You spin me right,
Right,
baby.
All right.
Oh my
Okay.
God,
I
this
fixed
is
it.
ear penetration. Please make it stop.
All right. Okay.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
I'm penetrating your ears.
Please, for the love of
God.
God, hit the mute button. Okay.
It's almost midnight for me, so I need to go.
Oh, we're gonna do the sign-offs. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching episode number 89. It has been wonderful. My name is Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. I stream twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. And every now and then, and once in a blue moon, YouTube channel gets some love. Next.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me streaming on the Briar Rabbit channel over on Twitch, or just check out the Briar Rabbit channel on YouTube and doing daily videos, except for this week I'm on vacation, or talk to me on Twitter.
And I am Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me by just searching Miss 5000 Watts on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
Mr. Broman?
Hi, I'm Ben, Professor Broman. You can follow me at Professor Broman everywhere on the internet. And you can check out my podcast, which is honestly the thing that I would care most that you check out. It's called The Broman Podcast. Type it into your little search box right now and just hit the button. Start listening to that. After Pope, but like, maybe not.
I completely agree. It's definitely a good listen, and I highly recommend it. This has been Pope Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear. I don't stream occasionally, so follow these guys and watch their channels and do their stuff. And but if you want to follow any content that we're creating together as a team, follow us on Twitter at DCP_live. We've got a great show lined up for you for the rest of the month. Wilson, Sweet Dick Willie will be on
Infamous.
Coming on.
the
Infamous Sweet Dick
show
Willie.
next week. And then we have Blame Hush or Hush on the last show of the month. And then we start gearing up for GuardianCon. We got some members of the team over at St. Jude's coming on the day that the St. Jude's live stream starts on June 5th. We have a show regularly planned that evening. They're going to come on and talk to us all about the bigger picture of how St. Jude's is being benefiting from gaming and especially GuardianCon. And we're going to try to build up some hype for what's going on and send you guys all towards the GuardianCon live stream and hopefully kick off a really great event. We've got the Sunday, July 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We're going to start our GuardianCon stream, but there's going to be great shows happening all that week. And we also have something really exciting to announce tonight. On the 11th, we are going to be doing our first, so this is July 11th, we're going to be doing our first live recording of our Side Quest podcast, the Everything But Destiny podcast. And we've got a great guest. Should we tell them about our guest?
I think we should, because this is
think
really
it's
exciting,
time.
actually.
Our first guest for our Side Quest podcast is going to be Jason Schreier from Kotaku.
Damn.
And so we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about all the stuff from E3 and all the video games stuff that people have been talking about and get his hot takes on what Destiny 2 is looking like and all the other games out there. So make sure to write that on your calendar. It's the first live episode of our Side Quest podcast with guest Jason Schreier.
I'm personally really excited about that one because he's the guy who wrote Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. He's also the guy who's broken multiple stories about Destiny, like Destiny 2 getting delayed and
He also knew about Fallout being the open world thing.
Open world.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is doing
He got
investigative.
the info.
Yeah, he's doing investigative journalism like nobody else in the business. It's really interesting to watch him work right now. It'll be really fun to talk to him.
After that, we're going to be on a plane heading to GuardianCon, and we will be doing our weekly live show. Instead of that Thursday, we are going to be doing it at GuardianCon. Thank you very much, Mr. Professor Broman, for giving us a stage in which we can do it live
Fucking welcome.
at GuardianCon. So
Happy to have
stay
you.
tuned.
Happy to have you.
We got a lot of stuff planned over the next month. Stay tuned. If you are listening on iTunes, hit the
the
comment
buttons.
section and like us and all that stuff.
Hit all the buttons.
All the
See a
buttons,
button,
guys.
press it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.